Yo, assalamualaikum badi ngolo on tolom sehu kal bismillah yuri pala banta babi tenen longo January ko to tanin so the 18th of January 2021 18:28 p.m. across the United Kingdom right now, so the 19:29 p.m. in Brussels, in Berlin, in Copenhagen, and rest of mainland Europe. Obviously 10:29 a.m. in Seattle, Seattle, United States, I beg your pardon. Obviously, it should be 9:29 p.m. in Saudi Arabia right now. Different time zones. Kal Bismillah Political Perspective so program auto. After that very interesting program, Bamba which just ended moments ago. Very interesting show. It was really a great show. Very appetizing. It is. I enjoyed listening to that program very much. So that. Well, I think that this program started late, but within 1.5 hours, I think we should be able to do justice to this show on the Political Perspective show program on the National Energy Platform Auto. Thank you for logging on. Thank you for always joining on Bantaba. You know, we appreciate your time, Allah effort so alkaminke alkalawati kumbalmenta alkana Bantaba. Appreciate bakele. We can only say thank you to you, God, everybody. So, mina program odas la ni masatala tola coming kada de nyame bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alamango fundagon alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Sorry guys, I have to just send a quick message on my phone here. Then I'll be with you. Yeah. So the program odala ni masatala tola coming ga fo nyame rek alaman mina kacha men sula jam masatala sen nengo tankandi asen nengo guide mina diamo men sula jam pour basic kachaje basic karanje the dualan tol fanan killing alama masatala sen so jata kende ala in the best way he deemed fit. Melman jara kenda soto masatala so jata kende adila going ka fo nyame sabante fawol fanan se du ala mani mani ka for kele na banko vraiment Gambia be dola alama masatala se kaira ba kenna banko kam because Cairo da male se Gambia nyanta mobe nyanta Cairo le dola da banko kam DBJ. I think it's very important to thank warning on the Bangkok because what is very important development ngeniala na Bangkok atinala no thank warning Cairo koma, so it's very important that mbeka dua o Cairo la pro se continue na Bangkok mena kata sotala janjani 9 p.m. UK continuation of kacha like nkamem fono abe mo kacha killing already foreigner like a but we all have same objective, same aspirations. Good governance and democracy is someone on the Bangkok. I think is very important. But at the full under Bangkok will come up. Okay, then Bismillah Political Perspective. So Monday's edition on YouTube Live Bantaba. They loaned the job yet where January. A late start to the program because of obviously my colleague Bitunko Marena and Bamba Mas had a very important, very interesting show earlier on. Extended their time because so be that one on top. I enjoyed listening to it. Kudos to Tunko and Bamba. They are doing a fantastic job, and I think we all definitely enjoyed listening to them. So this show will cover different topics from what they did. I will go into different areas. So then I do see what time be. In the next 1.5 hours, obviously, hopefully, Namona dev justice to this show. The Nyanals New Gambia, Yalla Jama Yagafa, Yalla New development. Why most importantly, Yalla New change, meaningful change on the 4th of December 2021. 2021 this year. We can't afford to miss it this time. It will be consequential for Gambia not to effect change in December. Dinañ ko rëccu te our future generations will not forgive us suñ fa bàyyi Adama Barrow ak nguur bu bon bi waaye des na si Gambia ni you can take the horse to the pond but you can't force the horse to drink from the pond loolu la tubaab yi di wax mun ngaa yóbbu fas si teen bi waaye mënuloo forcer fas bi pour mu naan si ndox bi su bëggut ese suwo samba kolondala praye ming ba ita suwo forcé la no praye min namala fiki ming atuda Gambia carte fayla le bulu ko kungo be nyaabe kun kono korosi rolla Adama Barrow betiate la man betiya ngamera by now every voter in Gambia yala decision o tale mel me la decision o tawo be kala mo dantanete Gambia fa on temamera undecided voters soto intela jero by now mole la decision o tale alama ale mbe niyo siama kayra kom decision o tal dalilol siata dolu bije wol tamu hasidiyality wol they don't look at issues wol tamu somno hasidiya ando mo kurangoleti o kurango mo buka jarano hasidiya buka jara e ka fole ko nim moy somno me kurango soto man satala la demaroto ni duwal jabi taw ka jaral ba hasidiya o mo kurane fi meyalan ko fo kaboroto amari la kurango buka jara or is incurable. So mantra diamo ka wo voter sifali mel yalla ko mo hasido leti jawul hani adama e mole fay ko hani maaji comme ya jemelo supporto sol ka menkenu ma fo adama e mole fa dem exemple le dikam ko hana tara e woleke to mando ate okela to mando bar hana tara e woleke be lola ya fo no adama Barrow mo sale hinoleti albe kawle laka adama lo wol mo tawonte wolleti bara manke tawonte woltide wol mo hasido leti. That is the best description for them. Gambia nak hasidia asembo bo waraka nje bakele. In fact nani hasidia konante ya jawya nganda karala bar wole Gambia tardendi. Banku ding banko be doyari do ba fula million fula. Dakar la population o wartanti. Bari na kolbe siare wala nyama fana. Chow menke ke Gambia la political discourse even nani so some of these political leaders Gambia be jikiri menna wo buka ke Dakar anu Dakar political leaders all meje political parties all meje wala siata Gambia ti si nyakeme bari mbe doyari nyame mbe complicated wala nyam anu nyi complication o amandan dinningol la is across the board ke bala karola wala bang dinningol la karola bang amusula karola bang akela karolom. He said we have a problem. Gambia nga problem wala sotode o problem on to lesa solve no hasidia buka banko samba nyaato ni hasidia kilimo wala yaya jamme so sembola Gambia because brim PPP coup d'etat dolu bi je wol mala fi PPP le ko yo jamme Musa na salim bato nga support dol ba fala we don't need all power now start take our rhetoric so me kotenke Gambia no li camera mbuka karang. Do we ever learn ntolu fonga karang ne bang banko dingo me yalon ko ala mol buka karang wo banko buka develop karangola tina America developed karangola tina Great Britain developed karangola tina Germany developed karangola tina Malaysia developed Singapore banko dingo leka karang ye daji kol falling yiri wayna mena nyim mem fola le jang nka nyim programme on civic education ne kafunyola pour mbenga karang nyobulu ala korosi Africa munan Africa be ko mahni sayen konante ya hasidiya anin greed hadumo mbuka karang ika African man sekunda leje ye man sekunda falling coup d'état jelle ket Africa sako West Africa coup d'état men West Africa man Africa duladio but West Africa le tardeta Africa beti you go to Southern Africa wo bankolu East Africa mafon wala bentol ñaato in many ways fente fol na ñim falindiro routine coup d'état mais alon que every time andun dalilol men nga coup d'état samana i commence kundame mejji amam beti ya mbari nga coup d'état ke nga kilota through on democratic means nga falling bare ni wol nata si wala ka jawya melbe nunje right iko PPP man sakunda mambete ya iko corruption obije iko jawara overstate ale wo mu tonyale yes nte fangola oncle lom bari tonyana ramba folale he overstayed sanje tan saba momo right shoto kaka president yes but he was winning elections at a final argument world he was winning elections and as long as Gambians continue akam talko German chancellor how long he's been in power over 15 years yeah maybe Germany you can correct me yeah because he kanule la fitala so they constantly Germany man term limit soto akam talko UK for a man term limit soto right that's why Tony Blair won 3 elections here but ala sabanya wa mo complete ay fonyo bari ntolla nyin karambalia mboka karang ngatu nyo jawyala ngatu nyo bayindola wala na Gambia be koma kona Senegal yendam wati soto ton jawra la jamano ngafo janne wolum Senegal le kana marchandise nyino la Gambia was very competitive re-export trade sembo soto safaro business obe kafugal business no nyininga mel yalonko business people on melbe Gambia at that time Gambia be diaring it had a korra kono domoro was not a problem yes infrastructure development mo waranu Cairo beji business obe yirwakan there was liquidity cash bari nga falendiroke nyin konnante yala tinna ye jamme Musa sembentu ya dol bi je wolbe kamfarim PPP kama iko but nga PPP wol kamfande nga tanga jamme support e ya jamme jambandi fa melunta bari nga ya jambandi sana tam neke anatam fa ay neng ay doya ay na almamul sorong ay na religious leaders will disrespect ay mo be melialan koy mo wasa ay joy yandi Gambia dol pisalta doli fongol mota ko jamme Musa mu alaleti taytulo be yabe dial babile mamsa jilanka nasiri don sa profession abe muleti some people subjugated themselves to the whims and caprices of Jammeh. Yes, Jammeh man mem forek inte datiji abala forward. And it seems that Gambian on Boka Karang was science or lenate kotenke. Na falindiro ka na famunela 2016 sanginani na falindiro ay Gambia na famunela bi nin Gambia banko molka kibiri monela abala fa wartade mol buka successful of this government the only thing kamena fo ha adama be berelal silod aning democracy o de salon Gambia defa tarde in this day and age banko men ka kibiri ko ndenga democracy le samanam o de ndenga tarde ndol nga democracy so lanu on the PPP government jumala democratic to modern PPP government adama barola government and democratic to modern Jawara no way Jawara is million miles more democratic than Yaya because he can't remember thing I press bulale Jawara man press ning suppress yes what more man television also but point newspaper bigelenu newspaper le Gambia le man sia bari Jawara boka journalist ol mutake hundul hatal banko kan ke deun ke toto Jawara was a democrat for ndefongo I was a living witness to this in Brikama ndindima sungotata crowd kono aya bulubula president la poso kono almol nyi nga membe Brikama Jawara tada bamalaya crowd kono sungotata Jawara to maybe police killing police fula jamanol fatatale yes but that shows the humility of the man who was leading the Gambia, the first president of the Gambia. He was very humble, a fine man. Par excellence, I attitude lesson. I have famaji. Bring a la security le police ol muta. Ikoy ba mutale ya arrest doron. ndeysaan alamani man ka farkalay pa bi ko yabula de wote kala Jammeh Musa juma nyamata Jammeh Musa ko kate bulo la poso kono woli tebita 6 feet deep le Adama Barrow bi juma be sutu yala la iko ko bokela mome yala ngaka silo soron 1 hour Jammeh Musa e so Gambia mbuka karang we don't learn ndol bangu dingol fongolon problème ti mais ño konnante yala ko ndemal la fi Ousseynou Dabo ke président ti biko Ousseynou la kole man dieng wara Ousseynou atete ñim pala so la ñene be ke Gambia de bari Ousseynou ni ajibe Ousseynou la performance in government ay muneke sa foko ay bangola na fulol tinya ito fole because Ousseynou has been tested yala wotuma Ousseynou mantra government I resigned to Kabrin Jawara time. Ousseynou resigned from the Ministry of Justice. I called Jekatanyami at our own private legal firm setup. Almano in a biography chibi. So ika against Munela, Amandalila soto. Neata no atata no PPP government I corruption of. Ika sunya rolik. Atara la cornalo I pusat. Then you can have a legate case. Kafoko nying ala track record man senea. So konante yalom. Ninga fo ikon kanaf ikon don't talk about it mba folel bi nga fo sama nga fo shirindi ni mema la fa moyla itete from Atlantic Ocean kono Gambia has a problem na cancer mumuneti konante ya ani nyo bayindo in 2021 nak biamo bebe fola in 2021 ne ga membe mabor la ndako we have to bring it out ni membe support la fair enough we believe in Allah ala menke wala bekala de mo doyala de mo nenna but in the societal problems from all from bondi like Dabo Sita on the Barrow yake foreign minister the only thing I can criticize men na iko apply bojanke obe APR Chile okay ambassador iko fanan ayala molleta UDP mula yake protocol officer but then how many ambassadors came from Banjul they went mute most of the ambassador member of Banjul were theater from anywhere. But he wasn't criticized for that by the critics. They thought that was normal. Yes, he should do that because national cake you never boka. Never wara legacy bolbi. When you we are Gambians. But when the fight was on, some people sat in their comfort zones. They didn't participate. But another distribution of the national cake, distribution of national wealth, that's where they will invoke the concept of equality. That's where they will invoke the concept of then you are M. Lolo foreign cover. Sulige ñew ngane no haral ngami bay ñom bu lo yaw senu dabak executive members don't gain. You know wow, because solos and the UDP la nañ bay is a UDP problem. But when the change happened, when they were distributing the ministerial jobs, they wanted equality. UDP 3 ministerial positions with Adama Barrow, who was then from UDP, but he resigned. PPP 2 ministerial positions. Why Bunjon said policy, you know wow, nyep den wara M. You see ñun suñu problem hasidia konanteya tonya boga kurunga moyle the Syria Jarala Kumo Malafika Jamfaji back. You can remember Bamba Noras did justice to that. So I'll just touch a little bit. Honorable Syria Jata Ko, Laoseno Dabo always wanted to lead the coalition. Syria Jata Karantale, Dolbe Karantale, Kebalom, Bari, Nana Gambela discussion on Lantemola Kebaya Jibela, Alina Tonyafo. Go. Why do Gambians want to do things in unorthodox ways? Why? And I want the Doi people to respond on this. United Kingdom is million times more democratic than Gambia. Doi is a democratic nyaonya. Even conservative parties in the UK, even Lib Dems parties in the UK. But when I get a United Kingdom, when we had a coalition here, go. It had a dunya dauda party bar, like a coalition or lead. Let anybody challenge me on this. Let Halifa Salah challenge me on this. Let anybody in Deutsch challenge me on this. Menkake, the normal thing, menkake dunia kono. Germany, bring coalition of Ketaje, Patibale lead for Doyle Democratic to them. See, this was the problem. That's why Gambia couldn't have a coalition. It is not about Usainu Dabo. Because Nibida negotiation. I studied negotiation in a university. Let's see the data bring it on. I studied negotiation skills as part of my subject. Negotiation on Nibidala, you go with your position. Every participant, you go with your position. Of course, you cannot take entrenched positions, but you go with a position on a negotiation. Well, Israel and Palestine, Nibidala, the European Union, as peacemakers or United States, they all commandile. All negotiators go with their position. So what is wrong in UDP leader saying, I am Ndola Patula Warta, because we're on democracy, because coalition got more votes. Alinga nyonene obula jang. Alinga nyonene obula. Ni nyonene aning buku nyo joh kuneka law yellow. Lolong ta Gambia de Kasigana. That's why all this garbage, that's why Yaya Jammeh overstayed. Because Doi got less than 3% of the votes. They know that if it comes to the democracy, Doi cannot lead a coalition, and they should not lead it by numerical strength. Doi manyana coalition or leader, alinga tonyafo. How can you have a candidate from a party with 3% of the votes lead our coalition? How does that make democratic sense? Can somebody tell me? Let's stop this pseudo-elitism to try to bring things, to make things complicated, to make things unnecessarily intricate. This is why Gambia was backward. And this is why Gambia could not have a coalition, because UDP should have led that coalition from 2016. Before 2016. Why couldn't you allow Lawyer Usainu Dabo to lead the coalition? But what Albalanda men natake? You went to the primaries, you fought for the primaries, you wasted time of the Gambians. Did Adama Barrow win the primaries? Why did Adama Barrow win the primaries? Because Adama Barrow is from UDP. Why didn't Halifa Sallah win the primaries? Why didn't Ahmad Ba win the primaries? Because Albalanda Menna, Honorable Sidi Jata, Albalanda Menna wole natake. Nalu Sondanu Usainu Dabo in 2011 or well before, Yahya Jammeh would have been history long. Alinga blame Jim Bula. Because if we want to blame here, everybody will have your slice of the cake of the blame. Nobody can be exonerated here. Not intellectual debate la, Alma UDP called Dan debate la. Sometimes we don't want to ignore things because we are not going to debate with a bigot party. Party Mealango you got command less than 3% of the votes. Why should we even waste our time? UDP more, let's focus on more important things. We have topical issues right now. That's the issue of the drugs. That is the issue of the deportation. And then Malagan and your report, may along investors all men at State House. European national men a diplomatic passport dealer, a lands dealer. A president reportedly, Adama Barrow corrupt, reportedly. Mansa Sumarela Sata Roland, the former driver, Ngaje Malagan la report, very detailed, scary report on how investment office, member president's office been abused wrongly. Purko Kodo Soto. Yaya Jammeh ya start, Adama Barrow continued. On the Jammeh, your investment portfolio samba president office, Womanya Nakela. Where does that happen? Great Britain. Investment portfolio is not a prime minister's office. There is a special agency responsible for investment. But corruption ole ya tina ya sambaji. Ya Jamela sama mochat, domordulalom. Because Adama Barrow is also corrupt. Adama is corrupt. That's why he maintained that style. Yankuba Sedi and others. You also have investment. Puruka Kurota. Look at this very damaging report. Malaga Nevensafe. Iko Emre Samsung Galaxy. Allegedly. Iko Manso Sumareko. Ye president a laptop. Adama Barrow. But Malagan they could not verify that. But Manso Sumare laugh. Ala Satarot. But remember Fokang. Doing Kolu. Allah with the system of Menkela. It does among any democratic sense la make. In a democracy, the person who's got more numbers than you should lead you. In fact, that's why today Adama Barrow is leading the Gambia because Adama le Yaya Jammeh. Is this not what democracy is about? Ni more numbers yatiti. Iko chita bampulo koma. Whatever you are not a Democrat. But they wasted the time of Gambians trying to go for these primaries. Nonsensical primaries, which actually gave up the result that they refused. Because ni lawyer Dabo Mantranum. Let me challenge those guys. Can you remember ni lawyer Dabo Mantranum mile 2? Adama Barrow UDP ta londila aliyo lonni. That's a given. Moteo Agula, right? Ni lawyer Dabo lota primaries. Ani Ahmad Bah. Ani Halifa Saleh. Ani Aisha Ture. Tell me who was going to win that? Jumale bo win alafonyi. So albe balanka menna. Ali album balan. Imagine a new B. Me alonko Halifa Saleh last time. Halifa Saleh has been in the politics since when? Sida Jat has been in politics when? Ahmad Bah Kabri 96. Muna Adama Barrow ya busa primary school because he came from the biggest political party. So all these arguments, Chidi and others said, lawyer Dabo man song atela na aman song because atela after atela lead. Lawyer Dabo le memfo nal son tawalon because wala normal titi in a democracy. Gambia alga hasidi abula. Ndola jang Great Britain under David Cameron and in Lib Dems, video coalition Jumale coalition lead. There was no primaries. There was no stupid waste of time going to primaries because Lib Dems ya alone the numerical strength, conservative volunteers. They a deputy prime minister portfolio David Cameron become the prime minister and they become junior partners in the coalition. Doi would always be a junior partner in any coalition with UDP. Al sonta al mansong walon tonyati. Gambia ni nyon nakaro wala na Gambia is retrogressive. Let's stop this idea of trying to defend the indefensible. They wasted our time. And you say no Dabo, I would defend that position. Ni momo ya jeko wolon time you to bring it on to a debate because it is not normal for a party with less than 2% of the votes to lead a party. Where do you base that on? So we are bringing us back to the coalition when Gambia has more pertinent issues. Today, Gambia dingol nyanta memfula drug core. We have $4.5 billion worth of cocaine landed in our country for almost 2 weeks now. The government hasn't done much about it. Imam Fenkeje, one person, he called arrest. Banta Keita is at large. He's not been apprehended. Shouldn't this be a concern to any well-meaningful National Assembly member? Any veteran politician, this should be more of concern to you. Trying to talk about things that happened 4 years ago. Blame game, Nina Kajam, Karle Conte Kanake, Fenkoti, foreign minister. Foreign minister. What benefit is that going to yield to Gambians today? Well, I UDP Nkolu. Alinkana energy waste on some of these trivial issues. I call them very trivial. They are very trivial in the bigger scheme of things. Alinka can react to all this. That's why I did not react yesterday. I did not even want to write anything about it. I said, let them not distract us from the core issues. We have to be strategic, UDP. Comme Bambani Tunko et même fait le programme earlier. Drug quality caring. Let us not digress. Deportation of the caring in Switzerland. Even the funding ke Murundila. These are the bigger issues today. But and you know what? This is an indictment on Adama Barrow. Ninga analysis lonka cool analyzed in detail. Momo nyindi baro moy ko Adama manke nyaton ka kendeti. Suti yo me alan ko katu satarola. Ika ko ke korda telaleti. And this is not the first time. Syria Jatala Nyinfongo, I Adama la hypocrisy exposed UDP people. Let us not waste our time. I think kind of time is. Because this is Nimanke Sina Foloti, Adama Musatarality, Adama Dakamako Ba, Kadiamore, among control soro. I tell you the super kanja fongola. Jumalebo nyaton ka sifa sorola banko man jahase because being Supreme Islamic Council la president mataraji and I mean sata nindo tata jaba fula karle ko teng adama le nyi coalition o dama be dundi nyokono ala sataro anala nafika ya ngo adama lota janne king adama tata for television oto iko adama ko the former foreign minister mome ala mantra baluri ako wala kay ko Kana lawyer Dabo ke foreign minister because lawyer Dabo kebaya tale. Wamanta balurinde. So wobe kuoni invalidate la nyadi waraba invalidate la nyadi ko tonyante fo tonyante ala dama Allah walam. Masata la drone yalo. Nyaton ko menke kete satarote. Aliya mo ile sadawda kayraba jawara la 30 years. Mo fundita ko sa dawle ko kay ko tendinteng. President ya should have oath of secrecy. Yalo monati ne ka nyaton kol kalindi. Oath of secrecy. But Adama form president ya ma abe sirinje nyamen amalong. There should be oath of secrecy. President memang kuloso. Ibe kebal damal ko takindila. And what was Sidia Jada's response? Bring Alifaya offer. We don't know. Ajanta offer for interview Blato. Because under the coalition agreement, ada the map mama sombo sort of kamoke. Anu na moy janne ko. Lawyer Dabo was offered vice presidential position. Ako, he was honest. Ako at age, what my constitution offering. Akako Adama Gondete Kalano vice president under the 1997 constitution. What my constitution amendment no monkey. He was honest. But Brigadier Fatimata Jallo Tambajaya, I am Mabo. Fatimata Jallo Tambaja knew that she was over age. Amason now follow Adama Borwe. Adama Mantalo, bring journalist Lenin Kako for Fatimata Jallo Tambajang, she was within age. I Adama from foreign the Kumala Manyana Memfola. Adama Lota, Ako, yes, she was within age. But a Birim Boro meter, Yara from Fatimata Jallo Tambaja was trying to hide her real age. Ngowolatina that prolonged the appointment as farmer. But Lawyer Dabo was honest. Ako, ndete nyim palaso tala no? Because he's a lawyer, at a constitutional on na age mafinke. Ye foreign minister diala. So ne Adama Kata kafo moleko, karleko atela for foreign minister yala. Gambia ngani presidency fale need ba. Suti Taylor. Ngo, nte binde me bantaba. I'm the head of this bantaba. Yen tambindile dindi wole mure ko nyetelo na kebati tunko ning wandifa ni yabinta mariama samate iko say who you lead nga accept bi ni danin tunko e men kacha nko wandifa e ko tunko ko tenninte nte manki banta ba tay lati bam simple analogy nko le di alla jam Adama baro nyanta suturo so an Gambia no alenga nyim fo Adama nyim bula biko Adama bento nyatonga Adama Abula eka Gambia kebal damadono. This is becoming routine, Adama. This is embarrassing. Te maltale. Ni Adama mo moti me alon ko fon. Aya moy shide jata nyimfo. Wallahi Adama nyanta malel ka fundi ka fofo kono. This is very embarrassing. Yalong the seriousness of this ntolka trivialize le. Munana president ke kalendi oath of secrecy la. President ni mo dundel office. Ina e kumo foje. Imanyana taleka kari koteng. So I create single-handedly I coalition more be dundi nyokon I feel Gambia be dundi. So UDP alinga focus nyanta men kacha la sign wala nyin drop koti ndefo do inko me funtu jay ko Lawyer Dabo le atina nyin coalition no mansoto because Lawyer Dabo want to lead Bafola. Yes, Lawyer Dabo mem haninte bi gembe wala kala. If I was leader of UDP mbe opposition wala taw. So Monane told they didn't bought from their position. Why should they blame only Dabo? Monane told me, but he told them because they insisted we have to go for primaries. They were not flexible. From 1987, they never even got 7% of the votes. Because it told like Karanta Jumaleti jam. But in told phone like a molu fenken. Iman karamoti jam mobe domandin lonne. Moman karamoti jam. It had a university, more than a university. Yela thesis of a mole, la thesis of it. Yela degree sort of mole, la degree sort of. And in fact, that degree doesn't mean that it's a current member degree sort. But in Tolanga ning sort of fenko dealer, ngi put ni hey, guy doy nyom den janga. Yalong Gambia mon problem odi. Se o se di na banta bajang. Ay angale kam board balf. Hey, se o se le dafa janga. Angale kam board ba fo wom ning londo man killing. Ni mota da rab kaum wa be rab kaum fo he ko la ni ustaz karane yalo londo wolon ka kol pa faham e ka dol jefe ko diamu so mbadi ngolo lafta men fo la jang Jali, I will give you maybe Jali be call kikan maline so for Jali, I will give you maybe couple of minutes because I have other things to talk about. Thank you, sir. Jali, welcome to Bantaba.
Thank you, Seko. Baraka pake emo kende banku dit kende. Mbe konto na be tentula mbe la mola konto na be jeda. Azal badi malanga kafuno Idris di badi usende project.
Abaraka.
Seku. Abaraka is our program bari nde hakkilo je Seku malo fo mo ne hakkilo tatoka. Seku ni balta nyama ko kusuno. Defa program o kadi na kudu. Bari nata si nata video ni kibe kukenda cross. We have 152 million problem many along the donation database na kapia ko. Dinjelle ka fa lolo generation database kisa. Cross kenda lo kiri donation na kiba kitende si pango ka donation database kisa.
Muso be fala tingoto. Yeah.
Muso be fala tingoto. Donation no control to. Come yalo ko that was 5 years ago. Mwana keti kamera tasira abisikia kutoka hukuma chukua alliance coalition utanyadire obviously kaka not one not two iko alina nyati alemboro gekeka alina nyati na electoral interview you know you have to take out the let us focus on our agenda yalo
ntol nyanda focus la men kan jali. Let's focus. Be in fact, ni boda jam menu topic or wrap up la. Wando talk about the deportation. Alinga nyina nyin drug kola. UDP diam lalu. Nyun topics sabol wolon na main topics right now. For ninge ole bem nyanda men mandla Switzerland agreement on nyin. Drug ko alinga bulano. Nyi malaga na nyi report. No bari jali ndolo yala benyamin ndolo mansila doy la jang hali usenu dawo man kule ke jambe alon ko it's outside the remit of democracy it ata banko to party ba wala ka coalition or lead party yo men sembo wade bi ngo hani business simple business analogy bi ni mo be merger kala ini mo be partnership kala business jumale ka kedi lion shareholder ti nintenga 100 million invest. It is 200 million invest. It's a the major shareholder, right?
Yeah.
Is this hard for Sidia Jata to understand? Even from basic economic theory, neither in the business or form. Motor car assembling plant law. It is 200 million pounds kg, and 100 million kg. Jumale bekala major shareholder, inte foite. Mental siada. So democracy for the Bologna. UDP le wata doit. UDP le wata NRPT. UDP le wata nyimpati olbedi. So muna na UDP la leader be sila. Kafoko doile nyantanto lead la. Wala. So I mune keja meronta. What is wrong with these people? Muna nyula problem what? Keba ba fu nyanya dunia be. Ntol ngamen fo jang Gambia nanyin konante ya jali. Wala na Gambia be. Tuba Angleterre la population is 65 million. Coalition of form the jenne. Hani chow man kejang. 65 million people. Coalition of form tajane, it's a jalibi jane, coalition government form tajane. Kairobe tenkundi life went on similar. Indiam nonsense bal from mankeje. But small little party like Doi always taking Gambia backwards. This is a non-starter, man. Let's just move on. Nimmo daraja teti, more wara teti, sonko karil daraja tanti. Needed believe alala. Be nin doyle la numerical strength what a UDP melola jamba for UDP definitely alnyanta sono doyle lead ke. This is normal, right? Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to play a point back, then I'll move on. Thank you.
Yeah, see, I'm going to get bro. What is it? Because you know them get at least that mental problem. Say to about good day, is this kind of kita don't so take it that is one. I said that this is that this kind of kita take it that is one. But always very soon. Coalition kita nyadi. And said the coalition on the football on the political. You need to be at a political. Banco party kota wonga.
Okay, Yalon, I am not trying to hold. Listen, Yalon, Mantra, I'm not trying to hold brief for Fatu Kamara, but Yalon journalism can probably see arranged this interview before this drug scandal came. So yes, now okay. What they could have also done, was probably Malon for this was pre-recorded or live, but Fatu should have asked question of the drugs. Anyanta like okay, but in the interview, Banano. What is your take on the drug issue right now? Yes, definitely. Anyanta wokelale. For anyina talebang, for anyina, but anyanta wokelale. Habari yala Benjamin, UDP, yala Benjamin. No, but yala Doi. Let me tell you something. Doi will be Kampari UDP le kama. Habari ga Doi, yala Doi being Jawara bije tala me ko PPP le atina itol man popularity to Gambia. So Usain be UDP na tarek. Say now they are blaming you. So ibe tula Kampari UDP kamale. Saying let's just move on. The reason I brought this if because Lafita Syria Jata challenge la Kafoko Usienu always Usienu Malafika la position of falling. So Syria Jata, what's wrong with that? I want to challenge Syria Jata because UDP la the coalition lead la ko danu ya jamete 20 years kala Gambia. So atolla atina ya jamete Gambia. It's not double. Because double a position is normal. Near than double party ndingoleto. And he insisted on leading the coalition. So he was not being reasonable. But atella party sembo wata nyim party obey. So nato lafta nyato tala nyanda fala ko you know what? Alimbe nga bampu usenu dabo komani UDP nga ya jame boniji. For banku din kenno man nyana nyene kala ba. Jani. So what is all this blame game? So let's challenge them. Ila position was not rational. Because Ibotan Damen na wala natake in data primaries for Adama Barola man it will win primaries. Adama me along moma along. But wala boote. Jali ni UDP along the it will be a boote because UDP is the biggest party. Because of coalition of Anyway, Jali Abaraka Bake, thank you. Let's go to the other topics. Thank you for call. Thank you, Jali. I love the men This is not an indictment on. I think people have got different views on Fatu. Yesterday, I was watching the comments. Some of the NPP guys who are blaming Fatu Kamara ko aka double defend. I was watching the comments. So you can never win, but that is the bitter side of journalism. You will always come under the radar. Either way, I sing a model comment Foko Fatu Kamara Mahani. But did you read the comments as well that the NPP guys were also having a go at Fatu Kamara yesterday? Iko aka double defend because if you look at her line of questioning, let's be fair with her, please. Okay, I'm not holding breath for her, right? Yes, she should have brought the issue of the Anyanta Fenko Sambala Nanjele, the drugs issue. She should have asked that question, particularly the timing of the interview with the biggest drug scandal in the country. So that was a missed opportunity. Maybe Anyanta Shide Jara, but she was in the set of a very funny position. Some people are blaming her that I could double defend. There you go. But this is the bitter pill. Even professional, you will come under the radar in many angles. But there we go. Let's move on from this issue and go to the bigger, more substantive issues. I will now shift the GR into the drugs issue. Mala again, a reporter from Mala the deportation, and then I'll open the line for the callers to have your share. It's exactly 19:12 p.m. in the UK right now, 8:12 p.m. in Brussels right now in Zurich. Thank you for listening to European Line Bantaba, a political perspective. So I hope and pray that Johnny electional, this will be the last discussion on this coalition bickering. Seriously, let's focus on more substantive issues. Kuole fotajana anu Adama Baro mbe yamarla menna alfanya ndeke alfaleti sataro bula. Sataro hani nka mele ikan dindingo le gafa dindingo manyana ka sataro. Sako keba. Yang kulunya lako. Korra da Gambia gafa dindingo ikana sataro. Foi ko mol kulunya la Gambia. Sako alpha kumbandingo, sako presidento. NPP ala la nyaton ko advice non ta tele balla NPP fo tayla. Because jiko kawarla. Satarla yaje daoda. Tinyarodro. Alpha inyantek alpha jiko le sotol. Alpha wala neko alpha. Ni mu nyaton ko di kake bi karle nyim fojam. You don't do that. It's wrong. Adama Barrow is embarrassing us every day. Wala na nintenga moje ka Adama support. Nga fo ñunu dum. What is wrong? What the heck is wrong with these people? Muna ñula problem. But I'm going to go back to where I started. Konantea. Because Adama Barrow doesn't have qualities of a good leader. Ali ñaton ka kendol jibe around the world. Jumala ka sataro keji. Sidia Jata te ñim fola without Adama Barrow man ñu fay. Fatumata Jallow Tamba jam fanan diam tajane diam da ne ñim fo jan karle ñim fo jam. For how long? Let this president stop and put his act together and stop narrating stuff. We are not interested. Tenkung Adama Barrow. Tenkung and be a real leader. Respect yourself. If I'm bunya, nite mo okay, ye palaso ni kame occupy, ye sataro bula. The day you become president of Gambia, you become diami ite nenkung kilingola. Before you get president, who cared about Adama Barrow? Ila forolo, but be Gambia na palaso nto leke jo, nto leke danyini. So ibe kumo men fole nyante ka mezo. Nil molman tonya fo, entebe tonya fo le yen nak. Ila palaso nyung horoma, that seal of the office of the president, wo bunya ye sataro bula. Who knows from member jala minister Dama, aki sara, kare dunta jam. This is becoming embarrassing. So let me stop there. Before I had drugs issue nyinto, mediam la mambure njala kula domande. Kunun drama leketa for the people by the people. Ndanga safiro kele. Drama. That was, I describe it as symbolic, but it's even more than symbolic. Because Dauda MLC say for Nyame. Gambia finance minister Mambure Njai is a disgrace. Gambia, alinga nyima sekunda bondiji. Mambure Njai performance menke for the people by the people. The minister dole ake, they don't be Facebook or multi-day no. But they always giving him preferential treatment. Fasaro. Cherry picking. Ntenda manaje dunia kono. Nyimanke Gambia tide. I have never seen any minister. Today, the Chancellor of UK Nabitala BBC at the Male Katayala interview because while Londo Kuku Hamna Lumham. I watched an interview with the Finance Minister of Argentina on BBC. They sang. He didn't go with his director of budget. He didn't go with Accountant General. He didn't go with the CL. So Mambure Njai, and in fact, look, I'm going to give my opinion on this. I think for the people by the people, you really dropped the ball. Why did you settle for that? Why would you allow Mambure to come with 4 of his senior officials? For what? You should have said, if you cannot come alone, let's cancel the interview. Are you this desperate to interview Mambure Njai? What is so special about Mambure Njai? Gambia, we always want to settle for mediocrity. Ban reungen gis, Minister of Finance, te Ibrahim Silla, boom don them for the people by the people. Mom Kena Demon, he went alone. Dauda Jallow, Justice Minister, who knew he was newer in cabinet than Mambure. When he went to for the people by the people, he went alone. He didn't go with the Solicitor General. So why did for the people by the people just because they want to interview Mambure Njai? What is so special about interviewing Mambure Njai? Lan mo special interview Mambure Njai. Man su fekkene Mambure Njai dafa ñew bantaba wi sa dina ko wona so mënuta ñew yo kena nañ cancel interview. Man say who said li lolay def. Why we settle for mediocrity? That's why the interview was chaotic. They had to stop him reading the script. The guy could not even introduce himself without reading from the script because he thought he was at the National Assembly. Mambure Njai du de mëna wax dara lo xamne binduñ ko ko. This is Mambure Njai. The guy is not eloquent. Script bi sa mënu ko read bu baax. Ki moy suñ finance minister tay finance minister da nga wara dem tog jakarlo media. You don't need the permanent secretary to be there. Gambia standards are so low. Yo ya nek the minister in charge. You said you are a veteran at that ministry. In fact, mone permanent secretary veteran. You so nek a veteran. Loy need assistance from auditor general. Luma jahal sa accountant general sa yobu nako. Why for the people by the people la blame. Yes, Coach Suma Waila, Bangan Suma Musa Jem mom, Hanga Koko mom Suma NPP la. Why luma wa suma opinion la. Gambia, let's try to elevate our things. Kangen Musa gis, ban reo ngen gis. minister dingo interview mu indi 5 lu tax ngeen accepter li Mamboure Njie? Why do you accept this from Mamboure? Because the guy is grossly incompetent. Munuta explain bopam, munuta wa anything. Luneka samone, can the PS explain further? Why? What is he doing in that office? Mamboure amut competence. Mamboure luta de neka si place because dogo katla. Dogo katla. Demba sa coach laaj nako. Coach asked something. State House, I'm 76 drivers, more than drivers in the White House. What he said was, all these budgets were approved by the National Assembly. And so what? You submitted the estimate to them. Yes, we have to blame the National Assembly as well, because they should not have even approved these budgets. Well, I take a National Assembly blame. This is not only the fault of the executive. Mamboure Njie went with his PS. Hanga time Bua said when Bua said he went for the people by the people, did he go with his deputy? Bua went alone. Bua had the boldness to meet and face Fatu Network alone. So Mamboure Njie, lumo ragal pour mu face media monkena. Mamboure Njie, let no media accept this. Gambia, we want, let this not happen again in our country. Mamboure Njie, sumunuta wa ak media bi, na talk si officeam. Na talk si officeam. That interview yesterday, what did we learn from it? It was very chaotic. Be Musa Jansi Bopa, Musa Jamoko stop. Neko minister Soboga read lead. The whole interview was disjointed. Munu wax lu am fayda. But next time you want to interview, bring an economist there. You could have invited Malik Njie. You could have invited Nyanjai. Because man, so you say we say the UDP la. In the words of Musa Jam, man, them a partisan. Because mom lu nek rek say who dafa partisan. Kan mo fi partisanut. Musa Jam si bopam dafa partisan. You have a dog in the fight. We all know where your heart is. Jaru ñu wako. Let's be serious. Fi ku nek am nga sa preference soko waxe soko waxut ñi di xam nañ ko. Stop saying I don't have a dog in the fight. You haven't expressed it, but you have a dog in the fight. While Mamboure Njie, that was a very dismal performance. Demalga said the finance minister of Ghana in an interview. Gambian told tarde tale. Finance minister me alon ka buka fem fono because at that time la fem permanent secretary like asafe Mamboure la permanent secretary like a fa. Everything they have to write for this guy. You said you are an economist. You said you've got masters. You said you have worked, you're veteran. You should be brave enough. Gambia finance minister to be. I can go to any, even CNN, sir. They interview me comfortably. I will ask the questions. I'll answer the questions. I don't need my backroom staff to be there with me. Then that means you don't know your job. And Mamadou Sabali said this here. The guy is in community. Abuga Angela can correct him on phone. He's just like Adama Barrow. At a fisher at the university. Well, I'm a mediocre Lebanese government. Gambia Media House is solo. Alanga Bulanka Mulu Jambandi. In fact, I can understand if you come with one member of your staff. But go with director of budget, permanent secretary. And you know, those people did not show their faces. You could only hear their voices. They're hiding from social media. Only Mamboure has got, and he's got his face mask on. I don't know what his reason. But I'm so disappointed with that interview yesterday. So I have to give my opinion here. Because in Tolu Gambia, we settle for mediocrity. Wala problem, wala na deka bi dafa pan. And why did they accord Mamboure Njie that preferential treatment? Mamboure moy kan. Mamboure, mom do them see political party platform. Mamboure always get things his way. So, for the people, by the people, bulen defati li yen tamit. Lolem buga invite, hamnane dengan buga am Adama Barrow si bopam. Ñun UDP, ñun stop nañ invite ministers platforms because we know they've already stereotyped us as opposition platforms. So soon invite sa du ñew. Lolo ta ñun tam duñ extend invitation. Because they ku fi ñew rek nañ la da. Why let them go to for the people by the people? It's not a platform that you appear, but what we would say. We'll watch it. We'll watch it. That is the most important thing. But stop for settling down for minister di ñew at the whole entourage. Banka mani, if ana wobula banka mane na friend. Ngalon banka mani mu NPP le di banka ngalo saybe NPP le na friend banka mani bar banka fana manya na okela banka mani wo bula muna nalbe Mamboure Njie bulala with whole of this team for what? For what? Ale jinje banku jumale to. Minister jumale na la timo be kata interview la baka ken tolla jang. Senegal atekelaji. So muna nalbe Gambia portrayed in a very negative like oh Liban dekala finance minister defa demagla where and he was involved in a presentation like a workshop, online workshop. But I'm going to drop this here right now and move on. This is my take on Mambo Renja, a very dismal performance yesterday. But this has vindicated us that Mambo Renja is grossly incompetent. Adama Barrow Tabaila, because Adama Barrow Ndolga Momo criticized about Umari Bulalaji. I did say it here on Bantaba that any minister that we criticize, Adama Barrow Tabaila. So you know what the ministers want? They even want some of us to criticize them so that they can stay longer in their position. Bakari Baji would want us to criticize him so that Adama Barrow Satuje. Because anybody minister that we criticize on Bantaba, Adama Barrow be Mendila Plaza. But Adama Barrow, Niano Ye Bulaji for Ningete from Wafasiji. Dola Hajutiji. Keep Mambo Renjai as finance minister. Who is going to lose? NDP has failed. Why didn't you mention about NDP? And Malon, I told me program because Kununte, I had to leave. Nancy Sahole Fangat Namurtaji. Ndata football jibe. Crystal Palace. Man City in Crystal Palace the game was much better for me than wasting that that useless interview. Alright? So, but Yanyininga about the Janet Commission Lebam when he was adversely mentioned. Yanyininga Ulabam, Dukarali reminder because Malon for Yanyininga Ulal. But anyway, let's go on to the issue of the drugs. It's 19:25 p.m. in the UK right now. Drug ko Dukarembal be dan la diam lalu. Luolum alenga man sekunda nyinin kanyin drug ola. Deo be kirin tukutuku yereng. Man sekunda man trafeng fofam. Banta keita le Adama Barrow yo yane bugulo lendem. Why fum nekani li lendem na de. Li personal lendem sa. Nas it is menka ke Gambian te bukaje banku kan. Drogo me alonko $88 million worth of cocaine futana bankoka. Ya muda. No single press conference. Media man kumandi. Press release. Kensen. Ibrahima G. Sankare wala safi. Okay, bindu lalo jaite ya nyininka wala muna la responti. Ay muna fo woto. Alwo fonyi. Bari press conference man kumandi. No press conference. Gambia. Kulka ke Gambia no kata dairy. Asekeno Gambia droner. Mansakunda be dairy National Law Drug Enforcement Agency. What is stopping you guys from? Are you still investigating? When are you going to call up for press conference? Ale journalist will command yal nyinika question all. But Bakari Gassama wala corrupt. Yalo nte kamna for Gambia ole. National Drug Enforcement Agency nim falinduro keta mol staff ol membiji apele nyata falina. Nkanyim falina albuka mol malon fu dol kam moyle buka moy. I say who said they have no personal vendetta against anybody. Be a very sensitive information na dinna. Modo be platform la moy kan. Ndamari tofola but wo mari muna witness ladi. Very sensitive information. But meya dinna nka ente buka ntete involve la nyinto. Because molla private life. Very senior member of government. Amari be bantala bankole kan. Ndamari tofol. Yala very confidential private life. Yola inbox na funo toja. Ngala nafuta da dol bloko no. It will be chaotic. But I sent a message and that message is a record on my phone. Meya kinye ngamen fire te alone. Amari phone ata konye ko tonya alom. Ni personal life ready. Nka ente buka woke. Nta kela. Na kibaro funtita. Nka imale ya si ajumale ya de. But nte buka involve kusifal kono. Amari la private life. So the reason when you explain that I have no personal issue against anybody in government. But Tonya Mbeo Folale. Bakari Gassama Nyanta Bola, Director of National Drug Enforcement. Lamin Gassama Nyanta Bola Jele. Lamin Gassama is very corrupt. Bakari is corrupt. Most of these people, Jim Drame, CDS, Yankuba Drame la broda long. Nangana commanding Satali Jam. Ntol munye petrol letting a kumul bele moy. Ha, masatala la demaro. Gaminol jikitan neka kumarol dina. Mesiri na kona ja informational canal left, right, and center. nyin jim drame bi meme kita la nyi mansa kunda ba nyi mansa kunda gol poso le falinta kele lalu yolle damfu meli yalan ko ye jame enable kunum fambe audio la moy kanjang jaran ko be complain ko ye talibo dole muta moroda talibo wo fana be diam la ko atele wo fama wole duwake adama baro e ani fatu ba baro be je ko adama baro man sanna nasi ninga times to ba audio clé la jat adama mo bele jamfa adama mel keletaye ay wolle damfu meli man klay jim drame mena men fola jang ay funti ay fanyandi jim drame na la broda fon ka argument about yaya jame yankuba drame CDS be surprise c'est who said les information so nyaadi yenyu CDS yankuba drame je atem buka akatonya folo no kabra bente and he is now CDS on the jame but me tonya le fokan nta criticize la he is a decent person wala na ala foko sojarol kene develop gambe politiko tamante surprise CDS yankuba drame nga kumol me mala koto mo kende ba mo kende ba all right okay dole fengo sa fenye jang okay all right okay. La later I go date you for so wrong. I got 12th of December 2016 was on a Monday. But it will later. Go you look okay, many text kin okay. You ka from offensive abga sense me. It will ask later on but you letter of resignation from thank you, the mobile first. It go Thursday 12th December. But dole I check calendar ko 12th of December was on a Monday. So okay. So Gambia la Army Chief of Defense Staff, Yankuba, ate yaya jamila akaya jamila ni kurial amandia eno. Niya tandi kon tebuka more criticized because he is the CDS Adam Boro like a CDS di nina tranka mo Adam Boro momo appoint ka kaja fimina fajaka bari nga mello nina kaburo tema iko wotu maka yaya jamme criticize le aka yaya jamme criticize so Jim Drame iko lundo fa comfortable ala boro dalo a comforta ko kana yaya jamme la ko fo because Jim was very defensive of Jammeh ni mo si falle ben national drug squad Jim Drame ngani men fo janna nan fani yandi a kamfara la broda bula ko kana ya jame criticize today ni most falle ben to la national drug law enforcement agency so Jim Drame being our national drug law enforcement given his track record bin dolbe jikiri ngo ñun lebe investigation ko la nañing biggest drug scandal mu debe kalaji wala na fente kalaji Jim Drame na se banta keta fango kanani no Gambia sa kanani record ñulule 4 million bribe ta Lebanese national drug munana ngo wo Lebanese case me 2019 Lebanese ol mel yalonko ika sukuro import na in Gambia ye drogo dundeji wo tambita nga fali janne bari British forensic expert rol taraji ye kobe jabakase woto na molye National Drug Law Enforcement Agency nga kibaro men soto iko ye dukule dalasi million nani idamali ya talanyo tema walakin na case ni ye singolo wakan wala na Lebanese all they went scot free but ye report men safe panel report ya safe office of the president Adam Barrow office after aliaje banku jumala ko drug 1.9 tons of drug dunta banku ka alkalma evidence so this drug issue alinga ñu tongo dete because banta keta te gela because nim banta keta funtita all the people melbe involved in drug kono be funtila wala na banta keta a funtita na nyaari Gambia le mome yalon ko a couple of weeks ago he was in Gambia. How did he leave the jurisdiction of Gambia just easily? And Gambia ni bora jekara Senegal. Muna nema Senegal la intelligence service control. Connect. What is Guinea-Bissau? Gambia has special relationship with all these countries. So how come Jim Drame will just disappear in thin air just like that? Sorry, Banta Keita. Mome alonka drogo. Jumalbe drogo 4.5 billion of Sambala Gambia. Ite fo mantaraji. So poor Sirin Jai, Yawole Muta. Mo killing pet the whole country for 2 weeks. Mamfe moy iko president tata muneke task force my foot wala tina ali la moy imam ali ngal la moy minam ni audio men play la be la moy kam banta balla be la moy kan imam of imam Cissé be Michigan mba tentu la bake bawo ate fonlo audio to ko Gambia imam man diamu nyin ko la folo andu wolon tonyati ali la moy imam Cissé la ali oh sorry the volume is low from here I would play it on this other device ali balal imam Cissé diam tan nyin drop ko la le ali ngala diamol la moy a telefon atel almamoti ako almamol bebe deri nyin drop ko la munatinna banjul imamo wote diam la koko du wax imam ratif banjul koko du wax ci drogue bi koko bu yaa jame ne kon fa daf don support jame wa mom kay mu fu toy rek mu neex rek mom la ala chornaka mam la tabe diam la ñinna ok ale la mal be la may banta bal alla ma imam Cissé la
wala mo tiñaari jawoti anin kuruya men kadum modu la jama kono kadum alienna kacha la bawo moyle nun wo arjuma tambila ñin arjumobe arjumo men kan drogo le fintira Gambia port ñin drogo ñin Interpol wala bulata no manan ka abondi fo Gambia senda mo be yalon ko a haramu talen dolla dinoto adun tolo ko yamu dulale fi dami yalon ko muslimu le siata je anin kristanolu ñimman ken do dolula siloti adun senda mo alquran wa ya bay na annabi mo sallallahu alaihi wasallam aya ko bay foye de lo kumandi ummul kaba'ir la e ko atla mu junube ko lu be baati taadu junube ko me o merendin akadan sinya kilinnala barni moye semma me yalon ko aya la soddo mota aya tinya e kaaje ko ka ko kurundin kenole men jawyata adama dingolula ali haalo kono nkadu doro ka menke wala mu sondomonya ka wala tinya sondomola tinya mu menti aye silinde ku kendola aduta kalamutala ibe menna aduta malu fanal lonna me yalon ko kila yafo sallallahu alaihi wasallam ako al haya'u shu'ba min al iman ako malo ako atfanam liman yala karo dolet atfanam liman yala fanno doleti dolo ka wala busi adama dimola adun nen ko dolo amanke ko jila ma fe me yalon ko adama dimo kamin nka fo ko dolo aka ko kabo ko songo fere dinni aka adama dimo la sondo mo tinyala mirola adingala calculenya adingala fam kala mutanya ika fo wala ko dolo walantin nan kila ko sallallahu alaihi wasallam al khamru ma khamara al aql akonia moy dolo songo fere dinna adama dimo la sondo me nya muri ika fo wala ko dolo wala yatinna nyin droko taftaje amun koy male ma kamunta ko mali munko bari kani fennel jahasme yalon ko natunta adama dimo balo kono akala pole be leyele mandi dolo ma ci sembola tay ma ci sembola hanni ngata rawle be konti ta dolo la konto kono wol do manyi si adunga ka molla jamano le tinya ay molla society tinya ko ala taala ya fo alquran ko nyamen dron ويصدكم عن ذكر الله وعن الصلاة فهل أنتم منتهون على تعالى أكو كمو بل سلولا أنك ميرا على تعالى أكو فؤال تفتلا يمما بان القرآن ولا آية لبانو ما ستلا أكو ولا فو دولولا كارولا ولا مو دروكوتي مجالون كو أجويات من ينتكلا ين دروكو كوتو ولا ينتكلا ين دكو نبندال مم نودل لورين كوريا كولا بانكو كان adu kafo ko be police wol bondi la nyin kono kafo ko dros squad wala marata nyin ko nyimma o manke tonya police wol le be banko kan civilian wol la ko kurundin anim songo farandi molo la tanka songoti wol yanta lola walla adu murtatu kum fana nga shurta sirriya soto wala mu kullo police wol tinka melnu kumandi NIA lanu ikata mo falalti anim mo torala nyimman sakunda kuto ben nata iko yela bulo falinne bari tol ka men tamandi bi wala mu politikoti kabula politician lo make kisikisi kuru ya men kadum banko kan anin tinyaro men kabu ke banko kan walla haji man tarawoto adun kejo ko dole la mo morondin ikajo songo serendinna inyanta woto ko le kala ni make sama kitiyele be nin ala taala tema adun kon ka salilen ka sun ndol mum misilimo lete tasabayol be mbulumbe dawo darandin ngam fam yitande molu ma la walela bari hako men be nin adama dingolu tema imam pare pour ka wodi ñindoro ko ñin ñanta ke sixila la senia adu ñinna ke sixiro man ñanna kala ko men ko investigation to mal ka ke ñamen kadu ñi laban ka wala moy ko man sa kunna ko ibina investigate dale ñimma investigate si mole ñin kinan adu ba kila na wato men ayaki ala address ole beje bill of leading ndol men no be banta jantol be wolol alinde mam si se me yalon kon data man sa kunna koto bill of leading awolonde ni nganna songo ci Gambia container la ndela to ka tara jenna address wa dun ka ci mole me yalon ko le be responsibility ngal woto jumale nyinki munantina to man fo moli ya ki jumale munantina to man fo moli anyanta tala min dole munan na man fo moli adu nganyim fana moy ko man sakunda la mo kumalu wala lu tata wala lu tata poti pour kata nyim ko nyin kiskis mbadi wala nyim bala faale to masalan ku balamu adu to nyata ku kono nyim man nyan na ke la kutu fana me yalon ko anyanta deila ala fela nyim jumojin tambita ntade bi metin kiramen to bi fo be nyin dimaso men kono han kutubu kilin mamoy men fota Gambia banko kan akumata nyin doro ko la ko mamoy han kuma kilin afata Gambia banko la men fota nyin doro ko barni hadaran nyo so le mu hadisa la walla kula me yalon ko masail kalan tawalulum wonata kitabul kono isaje ko ma kan warta banko kan woto Gambia lonnalu Gambia al mamolu al finti ali alla banko defendi ali to nyalon dije man samen ka tara banko kan modu le ka tombo sako demokrati wala be Gambia bi man sal nyol mel be sirin to lengi sindi man saman ke mo cilinde brinyi security lu fo permanent secretary minister mo maronti ni ngabe banko ka be nyaton kayala man sakunda ka jo abe mo mollet men yalon ko itolu mo modula khawadi molleti ila savant lemu ila do kula lemu nyimma nyanna ka dum banko kan alqur'ano ye jelefo kila nyimma sallallahu alaihi wasallam masailo donata nu kitabolu kon mola fintita abe nyinin karola dolola karola anin komi yalon ka jawyata adama di wala banyato modu kambe ta ko dolo e ko dolo wala junubo warta ko beti kadum biri wo mari e dolo min ka kuma sutiyandi atate la wulula bale fi a wulula ba tate la wala fi
subhanallah
yo ni wo kana banko kan fondin cewlu sai ngaje la ko yele mat ibe balu fala be nyapila molu kam be do kono ibe nyapila musolu kan yalon ko be mu kuleto me yalon ko dolola ma nyaale mo abeti alinyi sira masam to mbadi ngol kam murnan to kum fanan kanyum ko nyinta ka bambandi imam sise daira ani imam sise foundation adama dingo men bebe Gambia ibes ma kan wulindi nyin ko nyin kana ka ko men ko investigation ko tawul ka te nyamen ko nga fa nyamen doron akita mole adu molle marta nyin na nyim banko kam sai fele la fita ko molu la hakilo sunya iko kidol la findita buru futi ani nyamo bar wol mari nyoli yewlu to fanyile jumale to ko sambana ani ya kinan jumale ani ngabata jumale la suo kono nyulu be mo mela mo fenneti me yalon ka lonta adum banku dimole hakole sotoje pour kanyum ko nyinta ka seniyandi otom baati ngolu wala yatin nabi fanan nata kanyum ko mota ka bambandi fenne mo nyinte me yalon kon ndenyi nalala kadu ala menfu wal takum minkum umma yad'una ila alkhair wa ya'muruna bil ma'ruf wa yanhauna 'anil munkar nkilaji mala nyimmanto senu ala nyimmanto cendo adama dingol le nyanta tarlaje kamolu yamar ku cendo la ke fatandi batra yala anin ku kurungo anin tinyaro banko kam sako ninga keta banko nyaton ko le men yalon ko man sakunda bebulu etol la kam sakunda tamandi o man ke kutu men beteya adun ka support lalle moy ben yalon ko kalo e ko moli si doroko wa fi si la banko to patwala mbadi wala nyimmu fennete me jalon ko ay bala fasi Gambia banko e bar Gambia banko le warta mo kun kilinti ngawo faali en nadiya mo folo ko mo kilin naka soto ka ke man sati bar Gambia banko mo million fulalati wala mo million kilin anin fe nyimmu kulete me jalon ko amanyen nakala nim banko lu mel be siring anin dunya banko lu mel nyaabe Gambia la Gambia dum be dawda bi nakata mo cendo to nyin sike malot ari bati male minti imam sise natale kanyum kuma kan bambandi katwan na banko e fo ala taala si kayro kan na banko kan na nyaton kolu anin na maral lalu men yalon ko be kulu kunna na kantar lalu ala taala si la sondomo tilindi عليك مو كندوتي على كان يكمو كرومتي بمنه وكرمه وجوده سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
بارك بارك يا إمام سيزن ميشيغان. Ala dole fane audio kinyana iko Friday sermons of Imam Khalilu Sedikan Kanikunda Central Malamo. I meant to make a disclaimer. I haven't listened to this, but I hope it should be okay to play that as well. Because Imam Sise Afujaneko among Kabrin Drogon among Kutubo Moy Gambia and different Mamoy. So it's within his remit prior for but Malam Foni Imam were for Iko Imam Khalilu Sedikan Kanikunda Central Mosque Imamo on the 15th of January 2021. Alhamdulillah
wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa tabi'ina lahum bi ihsanin wa sallama tasliman ibadallah. Fa inna al-yawma uwajjihu nushi ila man ladayhi sa'a an yamudda ilayka yada al-awni wal muwasat.
Fast forward just a bit.
Hadamadi umumyo bele be sare nde marola kadu moyande na nima tonye oto yetonye rokel bodam bele be solo rende marola sahabatul kiram yaani nin kai ko yemen tonye de bewde mala nyame ngawolonni bar meye tonye rokel bewde mala nyaade le afoya al tonya foy o tonya fombe wala tote ala men mulan dim kunna mara rola ye bala fay Yesutero ke bankola dunola ale mensika ayale kumoto ibuka do ko ken toli ika membara ibuka bara toli ika bara alale ka tole be konti bola man so me yalo ka katara kula be ta ka bele moy aka bele ye fembuka filama wala ala palaso sika ayadu ita bulo kono yanna kamandila iba kamandila melika o matella da fe molti ala dum kay wo da fe mo lel bunya ولا المحدمة ديوت ولا كد كرمنا بني آدم على من نتبونا أي ولا الدين تلا كرفرونا بريه مرة وده مرة لو سبني سيرو لمسي على كندانة بيساج سامنين على بنت يتمرلا برني وانت تبايلا أدم كينيا من الكيرين تلا مرة لا كرولا نيم فلي والله نيب بين لا كرم نيب كيد لندو بورولم banko be la soto kew nka wala kafunyo mangadi la o kilinati banko be la kango nka wala faransi kan kadila nka moli sikam me kadila meni be kantala domoro me ba kelen tolle kadila
wallahi
jewo fe sola talan tolle ka be ke purunyin kama ndol sikanka tili na balwo simbete ya kula na taradura ali simbete ya saba na sama asimbete ya ñu ko bi kilinta kéré nin ala ya palaso dum memul waka fala alhamdulillah rabbil alamin ante botale men ye ke yeyina tawalla fere ko fenne be ni wolu teme nyala minka baadi muslimo woto alinga yode mako de maro bulo be men bulo ale mol de ma ala mennu kara farima inale kanda kiti lakira yebolo alima al insanu ma'murun bil infaq hadamadi ala ya be ya mar menna wala muy kadiroke ay be ya mar wol ala man la fi moy jaw yalla de sako banko be momento be yetal tan min ni nyaata yela fe fana be karafe ita nyenna beti ala dula korosiro nyenna jam falal itulo nyenna jam falal bi bulo nyenna jam falal lan ma ya be mol ya soto do namanti ma ala be konti bolaral ali nga hakilotu maral lalu isena faroke man yestati ayam fa ita sa keno nyaaw mo woke bari ba kala mun kama fil birri wal ihsan aki ala bato kama anin kambete ya mo fi ila na faroke ot ma faroke kana la taro la kala ku ko nan kambende o man da dawra ko 5 bindi suo fanan kono ibe dament ala manu men ayansa ka bawo ko nga findi sa na manu men nga sambado no wota akage o fananta o mana kana tabi anala musol ka no mana di woli ko musol bal men nga wudu o si kayro so do dunia na man ke sirot mune be o sabu na mari ba famula be o kella nyabe ni misalo bele bebe la re nyato alhamdulillah rabbil alamin kim lolati bunyana ala mendina.
Okay, Mbari Bao B was almost here back. I will stop this audio here. Ngamera num for afana medium kan. Afana be men for kan alma mo kan kunda ka nyamar lal ke kawandi pour telling bankola demola hakobe to la kuna but ni atara drop kwa foje may message on Kenya, just let me know so that I can play that component. Or maybe the next edition I will play the audio about. Today we had a lot only started with Nyanto Komodo but be imam sise tentula bake adianta ñun droko wala ñun droko amono ma ñana suma yala nga npp la mo kuntangol dine ko udp fengo fentol ko drug alla ñaato ngole wulta jang ay tumiro ke ko oppositional ning criminal businessmen o lebe dok wala pour que gambe wafi alla ñaato ngole ya fojang sen drogo dunta banko kan me alon kabri jaya jamela jamana na mananke ñene fong bala fa warta because criminality mol ka sutien ya jamel ngamane for criminal wolom ya jamel criminal APRC government but what criminal APRC government drug worth 4.5 billion in 22 years sanyi mo ni fula anamanan dum Gambia adama barola sanyi nano major drug scandal fula leketa July 2019 aketa 2021 do fanam keta kori kaira muna na alkonta fola ndol laftan dingol le protect la from drug and dunyin drogo National Assembly alkana chahan Gambia dingol alkana tahan isita ko botol keno fengoto ita jani yenyun drogo start iba dindula market ko ba do dindula. There should be forensic experts Interpol tarabje let this drug be tested called the real 118 bags nalmo okay ni mo kurwol membe National Drug Law Enforcement Agency ani Adam Barola molu ibitala ita yal fake yata ya fen jani me alon ka banke drug the real drug iba wa filan ko ni mo killing wol leman 2019 wol leman drogo kanandi jamba wo drogo le let us not lose the sight of the fact that mo kurwolu meliye doko ke ya jamel government bi adama yo leta ay mininga fongolo Jim drama nga kumo fo janne anala broda dunto nyola ya jamela ko serious drama will successfully ni lo nyaade re conversation ko la mantraji but to nyalon ketale ni wobe ya jame krisa ka kamfa the commander of the Gambian CDS chief of defense is a good man ni am nani kumo la dina adama baro ba bondela it's not my problem nde momo kendoti government ba folale I don't have amanke ko nga personal vendetta against anybody ning CDS drame crucial ke numba fola janne bar nga reportol men be soto iko mo kendolom andung iko wotuma aka kamfa ya la ko wolale this game drame wala ka kamfa bulu today he is at the National Drug Squad such characters be in our National Drug Law Enforcement Agency and if we expect good to come out of it nada atekela no way atekela Gambia let's put our act together alenga na banko lon sila kendo kan kurngolu should not be in our public institutions apka ke western world just why jang ika background kekske Lamin Kabo he's a decent man but munan na biba nachkan National Drug Law Enforcement Agency because he's a clean guy brata da TRR singajele momo kende ata you don't get promotion there you have to be like them puriye dunya ila web kono ila teri kafo yedundije because ni kende ate bela crucial funtindilale so ibete damfulale ye doro but we have a president who promotes bad behavior you have to be a liar for Adam Barrow to promote you for Adam Barrow to trust you alaji ba kamel promote Gambia na problemo siara bar ñun drogo alen kana ko ñu sumeni wala na UDP alen kana focus this trivial issues la until we have a bigger issue we have bigger issues to worry about ngo na funding ke wol fele ay sa touré fela sa Switzerland agreement a sign pour que mol sayndi Dr. Samate is there telling us about rising cases of COVID-19 when Dr. Samate they are maternal deaths Dr. Samate will not give us figures Alen dishonesty jale so-called intellectuals. I call it so-called, not questioning your academic credentials, but I'm questioning your integrity. You may have the right credentials, but your attitude doesn't match up with those credentials. That means it's so-called. Qualification of Dhamma is not the A-all and B-all of everything. Minister of Health, Inyanta Balafaso la Gambia Musuli, release the figures on the rising maternal deaths. It should not be Mbalin Cham or Bin Salah or the Gambia Women Lives Matter. Figures all follow. It should be Gambia's health minister and the Gambia Health Ministry. Update the mola. But the Dr. Samatala problem of Kadami, Birata the National Assembly, a corruption of Fuji, Adama Boro was very mad. Akako Benaman Sakunda Tinyala. Ndekata election. You want to destroy the chances of my re-election. That's why he has to prove himself. He's crisscrossing the Gambia. How can somebody with a qualified surgeon, you say you have a surgeon, John, surgeons are highest paid in Europe. Surgeon and leaders all and if you are a surgeon, a qualified surgeon, why would you stoop that low? I feel like Dr. Samate, I'm on respect to the Gambia. When he was appointed, that appointment was celebrated. Molia trust. Ngala come over in the media houses or journalists or canal. Say they are Alcanala come off. So I will be a daily. Where are they? Go. I have to say this. Dr. Samate, he's a huge disappointment. And it's not only him. Ibrahim Haji Sankare Bedairi. Manana Brahmaji Sankare press conference command. Manana the National Security Advisor Momodu Baji, I'm a press conference commander because the presence of drugs in Gambia is a threat to our security. One of the biggest threats to our security. National Security Advisor Momodu Baji Sankare. Me alongo bi ala muso and in Dembo by force. Gambia they have connection. Family problem. Wala muso le bad day soto. Fatu babaro tataji. Kakodol bondi katinya. National la press conference commandila. Dani be press conference commander that useless security sector reform update. Atekada CJ Ibrahim Silla kasije. Where is Ibrahim Silla? Samale bita coffee show. Samani Brahmaji Sankari. Kataka call double. And again, let me ask this. Why should you even disrespect Gambians? The only platform that Atobe Gambia address is West Coast Radio. Private radio station. Look, Gambia nak metonya folale. I have no personal issue with Peter Gomez. He's a veteran journalist. But you cannot address Gambian. You don't address us through Gambia radio and television services. You don't call for press conferences and invite all media houses to be there to give equal treatment to all. But you always go to coffee show to address Gambians. Anu ika Gambian address munala in English. How many Gambians can speak English? Because that program can angale kamola. Look, Gambia fonga tonya fo. Greater number of Gambians buka understand welcome for tubab counter. Ibrahim Silla, neither of the Gambian only problem understand. Press conference command where you will open the floodgates. Journalists left in Galan and Jola Kamola, left in Galan Fula Kamola. Isa translate. You know Senegal. Senegal alkajalo journalists ko kosono nyin ken surwal. Ntulu Gambia nak bono na problem. Minister sol me alongo they ought to know better. Ibrahim Silla and Ibrahim Sankare will go and speak big words. A farmer in Chel Jarga, in Nyomi Bunyadu, in Foni, Ndola Jara, Basse, Gambisara, wo Ibrahim Haji Sankare ka tubabu kan wotrol menfo Peter Gomez la programme we mune lo wot. But the greater number of the population, they're illiterates. What is the illiteracy level in Gambia? So what program mun nafale bala? In the bigger scheme of things. Yes, Sehu will be able to understand. Yes, Coach Pasambajao can understand. But my uncle in the village, Ibrahim Sankare Kamemfa Bukamui. Because if you can translate, the audios are cascaded in the WhatsApp forums to Abuka Moila Woleke Lamayala. Melman Tubabu Kamoy, Mela Tubabu Kamon for that level from Wolbuka understand Ibrahim Sankare Kamaneko. But you know what? A program start ni membe kering na muna ne fonyo because tonyale be foka membe kering Ibrahima Silla ya dati jane ka programme ko membe kiri ako every kabe fo abetaji muna na ifonyo because ibe lines all yelel su radio Senegal ye nyini ka question la because tonya table so you will go to on a microphone yeta radio station also close door people molbe nyini kala only 2 text messages. Is this promoting transparency? No, that's not transparency. What make transparency? Nal hanita. Dole from Afoko, that radio doesn't even cover the length of breadth of Gambia, and that's true. West Coast Radio kafura mintole. Ali nyon take a press conference le commandi. Janal bita program sponsor to go and spew garbage where you will not be challenged. Because nali a press conference or commandi, journalists will be challenged. One-to-one press conference. Wala nalbe maboring. Allah government man transparent. Almanta tonyakan. UDP government, that will not happen. Let me tell you guys, under UDP-led government, that will not happen. Whoever is going to be the Minister of Information would be calling the media to press conferences, briefings. Ali ajele lawyer dabo ni UDP be major aka journalist le commande. You see the example, right? Press conferences, ikanyinga question aka answer. Nyaton ko nyanta ka hani. Alka muna sila media la. When was the last time this government called up a press conference? Ala fonyi. When was the last time you must secondary journalist sol commandi? When was the last time Ami Bojon Siso hoy mol commandi press conference la fonyi? Ika mune mabo. Sayen drug ko fele bebe dairing. Mol me yalan ko mol fajan diam bala jang mid the NPP to. Kuma info kuma kanamfo. But it's saying when it mattered most to address Gambians about the biggest drug scandal, they're all mute. Ikamra diamala. Samale bita Tuesday le kata coffee show. Police all they are investigating. Yes, Bantaketa has disappeared. According to the IGP, Interpol has been calling them. They have issued international arrest warrant. That's what we will hear tomorrow. But Peter Gomez, please ask them when will they call up a press conference. They invite all the media houses so that all journalists are given equal treatment. And in Gambia Press Union, alnyanta diam la nyinale. Almanya na alaula, wara alnyanta Minister of Information challenge munati ne tole radio station killing pet le choose Gambia kataka diamji every week. Gambia Press Union, ala la do koke. Because media houses should be treated equally. Alkanyinje banku jumaleto. Ndola UK jang. Minister of Information, ani government la diam la titala kata diam media killing noise bekala janne. But journalists all left be daring because this is unfair. Ibrahima Silla, Gambia le ka jo. Ibrahima Jisankar, Gambia le ka jo. Inyanta kalme ni la fete ka weekly press conferences commandi. Ibrahima Silla ita Minister of Information. A journalist will be commandi every week. Aka update the journalist will kanyininga. Nyina nyanta kala Gambia. Membe kekan Gambia is wrong. Is wrong. Gambia Press Union anyanta diam la nale. Because they are afraid to be challenged. Because Tonya table. Ibrahima Silla, manana yela program stop cabe for. Why? Because I went there and challenged you. You couldn't stand the heat. Yankuba Dabo went there and challenged you. You couldn't stand the heat. You ran away. Tonya Talbul. So now all the platform that they go is for the people by the people. Because they are neutral. I have no problem with that. But you should not be going to West Coast Radio. You should be going to GRTS, Gambian taxpayers or media institutional. Gambia taxpayers or kila dokulaljo. Alka Gambian update. Alka Gambian brief. Yin deportation of membe kekan. Foreign Minister Tangara and Sekou Sise. Before I was in mantada detail of Flojang. Me problem dole solve kanduma. Tumando molebe la moy program mola. Not time of my busy schedule to intervene in a problem of Mealongo, Gambia Dingola be Batari in Lebanon. Ntamari to Folajam. Tomando, the person is listening to the show. Amari message of Kinyanan. today nga 10-15 minutes telephone call sort on that Gambian dingo membe batari Lebanon c'est que le Gambia government bukante jo but na fellow citizen no abe difficulty le kono the person member ma ko kan o fana Gambia government bukajo amari be England janne ning authority sol di am taje pour ya ma koy lillahi ni ala bari nga mo soto mel ko they under the payroll of the government imantra na kunta ya doron ka adama barol agenda push ka adama barol agenda push ning banko for the four central bank la governor ka involve political kono isalan ko banko tardetale Gambian tol we have a lot to do ning governor of the central bank ka dabula kombola political kono ndema fode Ibrahima Silla la ya fode Mr. Seydi Ibrahima Silla le to nondi not Shehu Seydi Ibrahima Silla le tata ako Adama Barola barimal combo governor of the central bank is involved mbe audio kila Peter Gomez la programme auto mbe ñu questiono ñinin kala je mla fi Ibrahima Silla ñinin ka muna bula wo fola let him answer me because central bank is autonomous supposed to be autonomous independent muna na ba fola buwa Seydi lom Adam Barola barimati and I have no problem with Bakari Baji. Bakari Baji is a political appointee. I have no problem with Ami Fabure. Central Bank Governor, wo imanyano dano, hani yaya jamina la yaya jamaya, abuka Central Bank Governor involved political kon. Ibrahima Silla Kebaba, kada tawonte ya, ha kombo you are so desperate. Bari, buale fana yake, because ya nyale to. Central Bank Governor jelle appointo palaso to. He may to involve political kono. Ni aje bete to involve la. You must have done something. Mi ale manyana kela. Alkana pisali. Ale si ale dankene ya. Moni nyi palaso tite la kaburo kono. Metar woro la. Ala ma jamfala. Mbe ka wala batu naita na kaburo kono de. Inim billion wala bela account. Skyscraper ke la wala kono. Rolls Royce ko wala borondi. Inatite la kaburo kono. Metar woro wala ini wala bita. Jammu munati doman dula dunia I harjo momenti wota tilingo kono baral kana Gambia la governance structure manendi media mo conclude la daming and I will open the lines wala nyentiko wala malagen la reporto very scary ni UDP mansakunda nata cool men nyanta kala investment nyanta bala office of the president for transparency to make State House corrupt free. European or like about Germany, mainly Germany. Ye businessman over do to for Andres Brandy held something in German name lom. Atata after the Gambia. Mansa Sumare will receive. And Henry Gomez will. Ye Mansa Sumare also Samsung Galaxy la. Malagen le ñi report sa very meñing be jabake so woto la liya jane ñi programme kili won tañum folano Adama Barrow birate nata ake ya jame investment unit sambaji Yankuba Seydi membe Russia atele investment unit head iko ñunu ñi for 6 European rolo wala tata ye airport ye sama koko ozone yalon gambe non la problème oti yebo Europe yek fo naro lombang ye koy doron ini briefcase eta ndebota Angleterre le mbota Spain le mbota Barcelona le mbota Milano le wara mbota Hamburg le yeta Gambia rek ya Adam Barrow si receive they don't do background checks for it phone you have a capital so all that call you promise me na mo phone sensible that $6 billion me like 6 times Gambia GDP ikobo investment wala Gambia dara ye wol tridje ye kubal ke diplomatic passport scandal nata wala nyama diplomatic passport ko al datale tuku yereng andum Gambia diplomatic passport foni man kona farenta alte fenne moy laji because jealousy ngo be foranka Adama Barrow over 1,000 diplomatic passports atele go issue ala officer atele ka sign Imaja ko data. Henry Gomez implicated. Henry Gomez malaka be dun Germany. Abe muna lanunji. Ni European me ango iko one of the biggest newspapers in Germany. Ni nata to fongolale. Inane ya ko sofele. So ni mano akatanu Guinea Bissau. Fraudulent activities dorong ñulle ni tati ni Adama Barrow mitta Adama Barrow ni Gambia ni ma Adama Barrow boni president yala ni manke politique kuti wallahi Gambia may regret la forever. I'm speaking from the bottom of my heart. This is not about UDP. This is not about NPP. This is about the Republic of the Gambia. Munana Adama Barrow mang investment portfolio on the State House. Aliya banku sobe jumaleje investor ni tati kata president je. President manyana ni investor jala. Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry is there. The Ministry of Trade and Industry is there. Finance bijele. Gaipa bije. Ikatamuna president ya. You have all these institutions. Nim president malafi mochakla. De Spiegel. Dole. Okay, apologies. I can't pronounce these German names, but Dole Asafejam. Iko newspaper Asafejam. They have a television station and a newspaper. Iko one of the reputable newspapers in Germany. They wrote a story about it. So nyunu katale kana Gambia, ikata Adama Barrow ya. Adama Barrow corrupt tale. Ndele ngafo. Momo tate kodo diala rek. Wala nama investment bondi ji. President ite manyana dabula usifat. Ila minister bula. Mona ila minister bula ila dokulalti. Let them deal with this. Ibajala ite need to state away. The minister or minister tapole yake, you can have moral authority. Ko minister sang reprimand. But in any telephone, kodo ditala. $100,000 ditala. Adama lani anonymous donors ube tapale yale bakono. Ngo anonymous killing. More let it go. Saying it is becoming routine. Hani NPP la motol fong iko anonymous donors or like support. Yeah, ni anonymous donor fo kodo ka jitole from the sky. Abubakar Jawara fo ataka kodo tombone. So Gambia fele in the Bangkok drug hopped. Drogobe do not wrong. And honey conviction killing manke. NPP molumbal telling la monela. Nata alla Adama Barrow tilinta. Ye jumale kitindi drug kola Gambia. Ye jumale kitindi. We have the whole Attorney General Minister of Justice. Ni Adama la maje taron is against alla critics. Wala na bring 3 year jot na vote rajam. Fat ay police all. Atata water cannon sang. Atata jikande what was against 3 year jot na. But he is not putting any effective measures in place to wipe out importation of drugs into our country. Because man kala consent. At a found I cool on you because niman kumen kele. People have right to say that they cool on jele. But I jareta in like 3 year jot na cool kele. Kakuro invest. But I feel be a daring. NPP mol fo be daring social media. Alke jele kajun drug kumo fo bak. Ela modol be Gambia wol be natal wol koy tata semester yalla. Bayto la semester danta kata Canada kata Gambia. Ha, ito la semester ya danta wol. Bari Gambia alinga chahano bula. Alinga na banko fasa. Mbe Imam Sise kontor na bake. To nyalo Gambia almamo al diamu. Ninyi mu topic dole danuy da mal sitranyo sobaka. Bara fele topico me alon ko dunia bele ya ite. Dunia is watching. Almamul be daring the new Supreme Islamic Council president. This is the perfect opportunity for ye if yes big statement kena diamu yenyin drop ko ya for man secondary. This is where we would know the direction of a mental. Because member nunje Momodou Lamine Touré almost stood for the government. Abuka man secondary criticize. So this new president atanyanta na like big statement ke ayin drop ko comme Imam Cissé nyi menketen moma fo yela opposition kan. Mama fo ila man sekunda kan wala nga tonya sabatendi ñinte kala Senegal la religious leader sol man diamu bay ate kala Senegal la religious leader sol man diamu so Gambia ala nga tonya fasa na banko kan membe ke kan Gambia is very sad so ñi malagen la ñi ikata state house le kickback sol kadi investor sol kana ke dribble ike big promises ke mais ñu men tata je ñu tapale wol meta ye diplomatic passport ol dila woleta wol fane la tapale yal ko dunia ko mana Henry Gomez wo nyanda kala mola advisor tele ba Henry Gomez tres taras wata Gambia tol tutale Gambia tutale Henry Gomez, look at the man's demeanor. Forget about our poor English. Because war is something me along State House wole be farinji. Se humbalo buka angale kan correct rim. Adama Barrow buka angale kan correct rim. Dusano buka angale kan correct rim. Jumala kan angale kan correct rim la. Siaka Jata buka angale kan correct rim. So ñun ala nga ñine la angale kan wala. Ala nga nata mas la ke pin down on that. But war is something me along dal tala le sai. Se humala me along na brother is in New York for how many years? The Malta Wolumberata Fatu network. I never thought Alangelekan was this appalling. Mambo Njai Buka ala script read not properly. Whole finance minister. So Alangina Angelekan ola saying. You go chronic tanula system okonole. Ila poor English, the poor level of English, poor pronunciation, poor level of grammar. Wo chronic tanula konole saying. Woninkombo fola jambe tulam fo le repeat la. But substantively buka kumalefo. Mansakunda na tilengolebe investment portfolio bon the State House. Under Jawara government, investment OTJ. They have policy analysis unit. Just policy. Policy analysis unit, Jawara Mansakunda Londiji. Which makes sense. Because President want to advise on policy. Yes. But investment, ni monata kombe ice cream factory le lola Gambia. Eko alta president je follow. Na bankola ko is very sad. So UDP molo lafta diamo conclure dame wala nyindiko. Alinga Sidia Jata la nyindiamo. Alimba jabi la domandin drong la tambi. Let it be passing water under the bridge. Because il afita menante sonnala. UDP la kafo warataiti. Doi la kafo mansia. Wumu mansatala la keroleti. Al natala al manifesto wafi Gambianol ma al danko. Kaberin sadawda kere ba jawro la time. Gambianol ma confidence ro doito. Go back to the drawing boards. Alala problemol nyintalia diagnose. Alia jibe. Munana, you couldn't win the hearts and the minds of the people. Why Allah message doesn't resonate with Gambian people? Wala nyanta kalatul problemoti, but not UDP. UDP al danne. Adama Barrow. Abulaka mulda mal fay ñokan. Mo kende jigante karle ko teng. Nyaton ka sobe o manyana mankuto sotal. Amanke nyaton ko fon la mankutoti. It's not even nyaton ka sobe o. Suti o fon manyana mankuto sotal. Kamta sukuto ila dimba yalo. Karle ko ten. Ni wo botaje karle. Ete sokono be jahase la ba. Anu Adama nyimfo mum maloleti. Itela momo sina Adama ko ten. Je Yaya Jammeh time. Jumale nyamate ko yeta interview le ko jammele ko ten. Jumale nyamata. Bari nyim bebe ke kan yaada Adam Barrow la masukuna because ni mu nyaadon ko yime fon respect. Ite kamel nyaadon ko ite respect la. Respect ko ka anle. Yaya Jammeh game mala 22 years. Nate fon ma memfo. Jumale be Yaya Jammeh la masukuna ware ko Yaya Jammeh la nata ko kare ko tenente ala fon. Alafo. Yaya Jammeh was in control. But Adama is not in control. And Manana Manta in control because Jahasela Alomati. Ni lawyer Dabokala preference is to be foreign minister. What's wrong with that? Mole la preferential jobs. You know what? I don't want to be Nico say who said he left Samalajan and no lafta. But come in Bamba will remember the program. The constitutional authority is vested in Adama Barrow to appoint and to sack. So Gambiano alinga nakaria bola. Alinga lawyer Dabo stop ka blame. Lawyer Dabo man sembe soro wala Adama Barrow fon ya te fon jindi boso kono. Ngo ngamo Bamba wala program o te fon ya fon nyele. Ma fola jam. I'm not going to detail. They wanted to get me. bamba ko ya faye ne ko ilafta bamba ilafta iko lo double ka ye strategy may use and some people fell for it ndefo ngoy data like iko they told somebody in my family, I'm not going to say who, because iko adama ko ilafta appoint as a minister but the lawyer double manson bringa mo inte jeletale. I laugh and we yenyim for more jamale mobe programme wala may kanjam ndama la mari jomalo na mari nyin conversation soro amari be Gambia ika tactique may use biri la fite la nyin ferola itol ko diamu la balu itol la jeroto meli ala ngol mo UDP la mouthpiece sol ali ngol be samba barola side so e moneke kata la feta palazzo di la carrela so meli ala ngol they believe in this palazzo consciously while they were carried away. They went and told this to a family member. Purunde se kamwa lawyer dabo kama. Some people become victim of it. So Adama yala nying tactical dati juna le kamulu jahase. Adama nyanta nyimbulalale. Because Hani Gambia primary school students will be the constitutional authority is vested in the president to appoint or sack a minister. Not in the vice president, not in the UDP leader. Adam appointment, Adam ambassador appoint. Of course, you will have recommendation from the foreign minister. But in the foreign minister, moment recommend for Adam al B, ye Ramzi Adiam recall, iko UDP lam. Ye uncle Kemes and Jamba recall, iko UDP lam. Jana Baba, recall from Russia, iko UDP lam. All these appointments, Adam al revoke. Adama mu jahase laleti divide and rule kamol damal kun takini nyola wala na Gambia fu bibe dun wala na nendirol ka platform wala na MP ka law aka kuma fo me ala manya nakela onda Adama Barrow watch Gambia ni ma Adama Barrow boni ni palaso to be bulo podi la santo ay doma abe menke kan disia ñu sanyi na no doma ala man tankala ni Adama tambita inshallah ala te wakala Gambia alpha kendo la duwado na wulula la duwado Gambia mo kendo la duwado na satalate okela biko Adama mu kurmoleti ntela ngaf Adama mu kurmoleti jahase lalo andunga kuma fo Adama daji ko to jam afon le kana ka fam proof sidia jata natala ko Adama ko ge wo fo man nyana Adama fo embarrass la ba whole president kare ko ten ni mu daji ka kendeleti misime ya daji ko fongonte forget about presidency ni manke misil mo daji ko kendo fongote ko ni reka kenna banko ka and people don't want to focus on that. People don't want to focus on these bad attributes of Adama Barrow, but they want to focus on Ousainou Darboe because they want to make Ousainou Darboe their punching bag. Come one day 5 minutes about post. Walam punching bag you have to akela wallet insula wulita Ousainou Darboe oje jallo meta jawadi la Ousainou Darboe because they are ganging up against him and Gambia no leñi lonne ye oje jallo me lota janka 3 years fem oje jallo me ala ko ni wado sita be fonyola ayel mata falakas ka Adama Barrow support oje jallo fanan ka wane ka fogo ku oppose Adama Barrow da nga oppose yalla Gambia no al nga fayda ken ko Ousainou Darboe la number ika kilia wala ala nomba men siatiti ika kilia wala Gambia al nga sobe yake anu oje la family one time they were supporting UDP in 1996. What is all this? Rumor they want to get rid of Jammeh. They all came behind UDP. So ni interview Shifalu mbe advisement dealer. Let's take it as a pinch of salt. Ku saba deportation of funding ke ole bokang Switzerland. Wobe start la sai. Funding ke ole membe Switzerland ala lo mul call. Adama le man sekunda le agreement sen pour kal murundi. Germany fanan wobe only. Deportation of the Switzerland. anu adama la barola masikunda la sen adama mom funding call aliga ni deportation ku mo fole ka fofan they're not talking about it, they don't care. Ni adama baro dingo pareta tata netal ayatani social media aka domoro men domo America ndo taxpayer solo andala alawan so tardela bara fele Gambia dingo fele bi abe dawrin Lebanon ita makoyla musol they got stranded here. Gambian women Love Jalo wala tata la charity use ka kuro bondi ke kawol murna Gambia ngoje janne Gambia government played nothing nada. So go, why would even anybody think of voting this government into office? It really, I can't baffle it. But in dolmu fonna jawoleti. Ndatita bar karitita. Badingolo, I'm going to draw the curtain here on this program right now. The lines are open right now. People who want to take the calls on UDP Online Mantabao. The lines are open. Those who know the number, please call in. We'll take few calls and then we're going to terminate the broadcast here. So Wednesday, Malam program because Wednesday, President-elect Joe Biden inauguration and in Bantabala time of the class, and I think everybody wants to watch that. So we may skip Wednesday's edition of Political Perspective, so because that is like the whole world, everybody wants to watch that. So the lines are open right now. Mr. Mane is calling in right now. Let me take that, and then we'll. Allah barakallah. Mane.
Yes.
Welcome.
Serili ni mbarabari.
Penimbaro.
Enila jaranka ya bebe do kutendela.
Ndol jaranko ya ngoy kadi mrasul fananje yala solo nyomi kolo. Atol mo one loan fengole matolti. Lan sonko is gone.
Na staff jende lanjanki sorry lan sonko ngey.
Ha lan sonko ngey barate dam malonde loan soldier la mata dam mata da sabe deyring. Bare kala famara la audio fo moy lalde. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Interview ngala mo le commanding pang. But yeah, you want to be want to know problem about this. You know that yeah, journalist. So if you want to deal with any subject, have a background knowledge about the subject, so that it can make the interviewee not say it real. Make sure you go nowhere. And the near question you impose that can pinned down to make sure he answers the question as accurately as possible. But that is a problem with us. Yo, Syria, I have found mix up there. Syria ko Khalifa Saleh bring Adam to the Senegal. He was an advisor. Ate Syria kilimola ko bring Adam to the Senegal. Khalifa appoint as an advisor. We all knew Kobo, Khalifa was a spokesperson of the coalition.
Yeah.
And being a spokesperson during the time or for an organization, ni tarana ko bribi time dia mai man femfai. Ma fa fana yefonyo, but he has been telling people what is happening and he has to continue with that unless he retire from that.
Yeah.
So being an advisor, Khalifa Lala Kurtu Dunga Wulta can make so Kiromanki at the airport. I don't believe that is true. Nibe Diamula. Sidia made a political colonel. Sidia Alifalti. Nimbe Kirin, I wofu. Hussein is not a government. UDP is not in government. Why are these people not for Ipikatara Kenya Tilimansa Kundara Tinyaro Banko Dimolikang?
No, but it's simple. They have an axe to grind with UDP. They don't have an axe to grind with Barrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So this sometimes diamo does not have any substance. You just go and I just do away from it because Hadamadimo ni yeke blood want to even more nyato. Inyanta tonya la fola nimbe caring. Niman tonya fono ye day.
Yeah. Yeah, but Mr. Mane Kukulin on double CD just for a Khalifa Salah ego massage. So he has to have a man choice about just to praise Khalifa Salah. So to him, Khalifa Salah is faultless. And he couldn't even see any iota of good in Lawyer Dabo, which made the interview so. Because if you want to be objective, you could also say at least one or two positive comments about the UDP leader. You understand it? But you went on this rampage, just trying to everything negative, and that every listener will know. Okay, this could be a personal vendetta, right? Ndega leave us all criticize, but sometimes I would say that anala ko I you understand? Even though I don't agree in Kakajani, I don't just go on criticizing Khalifa. Now, I cook and look at Parliament, I will acknowledge it. But Syria Jatta used that interview. He couldn't say any positive remark about the UDP leader. That was really bizarre, isn't it?
Interview me it's not all about UDP. Why centering on UDP? I know these people me alone Jawala time or Khalifa in particular, I'll come to that. Anything, any funding me and Canada Bangkok and another minute. This man will go on that issue meticulously. Kajibe Jellama na dunta minto to Kabe Fatam Fansa Molia. For the other paper, akasanne kendeke. Mulkaje ko wosi falu, wolle biji. Wolle kasoroje. Bari ya jamila case nara. Ma fa bikaki, but I don't want to case. Then ma Khalifa ji, then ma Foreaji. They going that extra.
Mr. Mane, it is a given. It is a fact. It's more. You don't need to be a genius to know that Doi would prefer Adama Barrow to continue against the backdrop of the fact that they all know that Adama is not up to the job. He's incompetent, but they would prefer Adama's presidency to continue than to have a UDP government.
It's true.
Yeah.
Very true.
So let's put our strategies and things that is the look at their supporters. Supporters all for now since UDP and Barrow in problem so they all of a sudden become more sympathetic to Barrow. Even and Gambia Tita because they all know that by miles Usaino Davo will be a better president than Adama Barrow from all perspective. Sidia Yolone, Halifa Salah, but because of it's all they have an axe to grind with UDP. Well, Mbenga Bata, but all officials UDP government. Nimu kulukan sumonality, right?
Yeah. With all these things, they came to join people. Because Khalifa opportunity, he could grab that opportunity easily.
No, Khalifa thought. Yala me understand. Khalifa ya mira nunko. Yala muna amala fi automatic UDP led coalition na or UDP le siada ngabola. Khalifa nyin fi bilina so go atele diamo no nyunisi atele 40 nyunisi so not at a primary type like iba atele venkala. I all mira wala that's why he was insisting corporate primaries la. You know.
I wrote that.
Yeah.
I wrote that on my Facebook.
Yeah.
And another thing is really, where in the world, where multi-party system is a primary introduced. Primary is known to be within a political party.
Exactly. Within normally within internal democracy or political parties or like primary scale, but not between different political parties. They from multiple parties or damakanyo sabai.
Because Khalifa, what he wants is either his way
or no one ways. He took an entrenched position. So why blame Dabo for also taking similar position? What is good for the goose should be good for the gander, right?
Yeah.
Either you took an entrenched position because we have to go this way or no other way. So UDP leader for Ankonying. So why is Sidia Jaffa having a problem with that? And Ninteba interview Lamba like, but I told for a position ultimate and Trent Alco Ninji Monkey or a coalition of the Sotala. That's what Fatu Kamara should have pointed out that to him.
That's a disappointment. And another thing, what I need to call said in being alone, I like SW attending more point openly go. Ning coalition or ning among parliamentary ma is about the presidency.
Yeah.
And then bring Hussein Ko a tactical alliance, like in tactical alliance. What I didn't have from a palace or something. You wanted he wouldn't have got what he has.
Yeah, then at a win now, yeah. At a win. The UDP are more London on Jaden at a win now. Yeah.
And why did he do that?
Yeah.
He shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
You understand? But it's a woman may be caring. Iko mo isembo warta dami politic party isembo warta dami ngawala mo londi woto ngalali anoka ni mo manyi foresight sotomu bimbe mim fala obe kala minen ko ni MP be betara
ha den afele na parliament be Adam Barrow ya be sang den national assembly. Yeah. Yeah. Abaraka Mr. Mane, there are other callers on. Thank you. Okay, there is another caller. Caller Dolebe call come from Gambia number. You can try again. There's a caller from is it US or I don't know, I think whether it's Canada or US. Caller member on. Yeah. Alhamdulillah. I didn't buy it. I told him, yeah, Mr. Yeah, Bakari, go ahead. Abaraka. Amin ya Rabbi. Abaraka. Hold on. Yeah. Abaraka.
Because nibe diamlo use na kwala use ase kanyon so pari president me alon ko mo be nyanta diamlo wala ko pra menta atu aten bugal nyatili wala fwal ka diam politique na don
mane ye jele ko ba fa ñun drog ko ba Mr. Fati doy
ite fembala andum ko ni mu ban koy kasara bale
ya
na ko mangula li diam wala al bederi al kan kana ko do la ko wala andum ale mendi mo wala ale odi wala already moto ta no block na
ya
ya usen dawo mo si bang ma bi bunya babul e bunya so de nyawanya banko nyinka ni dati ala bi ni ma tro de ba so that
GDC ya safaro kele ko this drug issue should be investigated GMC ya for UDP ya kele doy nada ma fen safa ba wala na doy fanante nyato ta sokla Gambia doy be tula tenne itita dulato ya
Syria jata mo ke bal ma di anda bunya so de para pending bi mol men bay dati len kala yalo hadama dum e keta nyaaw nyanding membe kerim akata yofo mem mutonya ila alfa keta nyaaw because mo me alam ko alale e palaso tika diala ning alay ko ay darajo men di usen na ay ba men diala andu nyima amako komin ko usen da wala katole mu bari ay atona kato bijela ay gambe dum ci komen so dara na fana kata ndiw men ki alay wala kabu nyoma ale darajo ni makamo ni ko be ci ka di usen bimbe kilometer bi gambe anin gambe bandara mo be kam men je wala ni usen da bodi
yeah
so natel ka tete wajal andu ay men ki afana wakilale o sanni jeli tele politiko ko
no do wo ga hani defo ni lota gambe ci dan carte wala sama ninga political party of form then head to head nin doy I will beat them election Gambia hands down han Ismaila Cissé ni da Ismaila Cissé da mani Halifa Sallah ol Gambia Ismaila Cissé ba abena election so doy it will nyande ifan da handilale yeah
Ismaila Cissé meni yalon ko lota 5 ila be non ba men so de vote men so da Gambia ko ni ta so
yeah
mune o no ate ko sanni jora ate kan mulon di tiele alla londo sila jumale nafa
ajalo baraka Mr. Fati baraka the next caller that thank you
baraka alama
I mean, yeah. Oh, sorry. I think I've been doing a line of cut off. Thank you, Mr. Fati. Anyway, Jaune, and then there's somebody calling from with a Gambian number. I will call you back. Jaune, go ahead.
Okay,
Abaraka.
So all of Interpol load Latin in Coco. Any idea?
No, obviously, Interpol is international. They work at the international level, so they will be working on the intelligence, and then they will definitely work with the country. In Gambia government, if they have any lead for the arrest, that's why Ikoye international arrest warrant skill for Banta. So the Interpol, because they have got their offices and agents everywhere around the world. So if they have got an intelligence, they will just feed the Gambia government or Abibanko Menkam for the person to be arrested. So.
Okay, but it will take crime or something like Gambia.
No. They can't. No, they can't.
Okay.
No, they can't. Yeah. No, if only be found to bend because yalong, Mr. Jawne, drug ko be keri ite ko ite bu parti le lafta ka Gambia mare man diambola. Saying do if only be naman ke parliament because them at least they should have made a press release on this issue of the drugs. This is a national crisis. You know? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You understand? So dia nya don ko nyante en kala kudu wol to kay tan do ko man ke fenda alin dina man la fala society man la fala amam betea.
Imam Baba Lee di am sa sex workers wala ko walde bari ñin do abe de rine de Imam Baba Lee ki fenge fanan atondi ise chebo cham fanan mandi am ñina folode, right?
Yeah, men nominate sign you know fa sign we are coming to 2 weeks now.
The new president of the Supreme Islamic Council, Dabo Kontongo, Anyanta Diamulale. Because Ninkatala, he just got elected at a Congress, even though it brought brouhaha from the Raudal Majlis, Wolkoima recognized. But at Anyanta Diamulale, you should make a statement on this. Yeah. Yeah, anyway. Yalo membe keri Adama Barok telaflaka interfere because Adama ate femfola nyin koto. Yeah, ate femfola because ate ni election of femfola me is touchy at Amala. You know, at Amala. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Abaraka Mr. Jawne, thank you. Let me take the next caller. Thank you. Okay, caller with the Gambian number. Caller with the Gambian number. Okay, this caller is on hold. I don't understand. I'm already made that trial many times. I will call this number. I'm already Gambian number. I will have a Gambian number. Have a Europe number. It's a Gambian number calling many times. So I'm already call back. Okay, now I'm already masika then. Nam. Hello. Jamalom, ila line of Monsenia back there. Jamalom.
This is Lamin Senghor calling from Gambia.
Yeah, Mr. Senghor, acha bismillah.
Anyways, being the program of follow Gambot network commons long back
network yeah, Gambia network can you go on and off.
Yeah. I just want to talk about a few issues. Most in the interview like with Patu Kamara Sidia Jata.
So you don't want to talk about drugs, you don't want to talk about deportation, but you want to talk about Sidia Jata. Go ahead.
No. Last time I called you and I talked about those.
No, go ahead. I'm just teasing you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, all right. Jaran Columbia. I think you're the only exposed Jaraka so far.
Dolla alfalti nyomin kolo. Dolla alfa.
No. Imagine being Kadin Jai Bela Polko everything is set now. Full bega tanya man.
Kadinja o domororek. Memela domoro ella.
Yeah. I mean, thank you, they're behind us and they will forever be behind us. Because in Dabo Jalabe about interview conduct, I am about any of these political leaders. On the negative side, interview Niman talk about Dabo or UDP. They feel interview is not complete. It's incomplete without talking about Dabo or UDP. That's what I see. They just hate this man. What is the problem? No, Ibuka
Femfo for Jang. Yalong niatra track record le in government. Iko berabe ni ministry card. But Oje Jallo fele jana keta agricultural minister on the PPP government. Jahali pasa tinyata la jamanole. You know? Fertilizer scandal kera atete funtila la scandal kilivo lo hadawala but it's just konante adorom sad You know, it's very sad.
Just TRRC is a living witness.
Yeah.
Way that was vindicated to every Gambian because ala braveness them and I help me I render to Gambian.
Thank you.
You know, so it'll from.
But it Gambia so you draw ko saya benyadi ane ngamo ile fananko Gambia funding all after demonstration organized end of January about this deportation. Their group in Gambians are working on obtaining permit for a peaceful protest organized. So ngamo ile fanambe
that's what we are planning here. We wanted to go on a demonstration, but same time the room in Moika a restriction
because of the COVID.
But people are seeing it's not going to stop us. We're going out.
No, but it will no sense make because Adam Abaro went on a nationwide 1 month nationwide tour. COVID Bekeri.
Yeah.
And secondly, it's all a Congress of Ebo Baila because it's a Congress on the 31st long. So Nimo by in the
postpone
well ngaila model yasaferola iko postpone. Yeah. Dolba Foganako is not true. But in Neo allow, then you have to la permit or then that's unfair. Alman no accept law.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we don't going to accept it. But same thing, minka phone wala be na phone dikansa phone. Because people were asking for nil meet the people to bantai binaf odundida.
No, but my father ya for the son. I don't opposition man no accept la de. Ada bay banko be ya na for be restriction okela. Mo be nyata volunteer la ya for no. You see we have to express the rule of law, but Adam te moli yabla. Adam ay banko be ya adula be ya NPP a campaign so saying you are using Dr. Samad. And Dr. Samad, this is why I'm not happy with this man. Because Dr. Samad all of a sudden didn't Adam be taller. He was not releasing these figures. Adam bought a taller like, oh, Dr. Samad is a big disappointment, man.
This man is the disappointment.
Very big one. Very big one. Yeah.
You know, Indians, we should understand. But we have a head of state now called Adala Jolanda.
More man can see from way there. For Munyominga manding quality. Omange combo manding quality de Omange Kunjanto, Omanka la Numi, Bunyadu, Nyomi, it about them, Nyomi Saturday, Bunyadu Labanfo for Hakalan. Fast. Okay. So namo nendiroti manyane alawla ya fo jande kala nendiroke jande bari ko nendironde.
Maybe in the cultural environment it's just like ni moy fani Africa ko ibe fani alla yalon ko am men ken ndiro but then la cultural enjoy culture
yeah
yalon ko men ken ndiro
kana kadim rasulullah broda kana fo kadim rasulullah broda bari nte ala ni jahasira ala ni nafika ya kamol jahase ndemal adama ni karanda minde. It's very sad. No, Adama is information risk. Adama is information risk. But nyaton ko boka ni daji ko soto. It's very bad.
Exactly. But na Gambian ol jibe. People are believing Syria. We have go sige from jiba ka follow ko Kariko.
Yeah.
Not from him directly.
Manam farmata jalo tamba jam fana manna ko Adama ko malay mun ka yo fana fenne fode. Gambia waga yika waro. Ha ko Adama ko tek.
That is direct from him to this man is going to win. That's the time he speaks directly. Who is going to believe that person?
Yeah. Anyway, Baraka Mr. Senghor, thank you for your call. Yeah,
thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, Mbadingolo, I will take one more caller, and then Neata caller Manna, then I will terminate the broadcast from here. And thank you for watching Bantaba. Thank you for listening to us. This program, earlier on, there was a program on Bantaba. Earlier, Tunko Walla program of Thank you for listening to UDP Online Bantaba. So, like I said, Wednesday's edition isn't hanging in the balance because of the inauguration of the President-elect of the United States that most people would like to watch. I think it's going to start the time the program at the Bank of Water members also. The Wednesday program may get delayed or cancelled depending on what is going to happen. So, thank you for coming on the Bank of no more Tentola Bake, no more jail. Okay, it's a very powerful message. Jara Kani Kunda Imam about drugs. Okay, let me play that. Man, I think this is on the issue of the drugs. Jara Kani Kunda Almamo Ikwadiam to drug or cola. Dole Akinya. Ngamara, is this what I played? Is it? Let me. I think it's in the second part. Then I play sign maybe play Wednesday. I will listen to it in totality. We ngani almamu kendo le need. Let's listen. No. This is not the one. Maybe this is the one. Now.
Yo.
I think maybe this is the part.
ومجيب الدعوات ومحيل الشدائد والمكروهات الذي حرم علينا القبائح وأحلنا الطيبات ومنعنا من الرذائل والمضار والقاذورات وأحاط بعلمه جميع القائنات أحمده سبحانه حمدا يملأ الأرض والسماوات وأشكره على ما أولاه من الإحسان والفضل والإكرام والكرامات وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وأشهد أن نبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم عبده ورسوله سيد الناس على الإطلاق والحادي إلى سبيل الجنات له الأرض من آيات فبقى كناما ومن صوت كولتنتو أحمده ناتنتو سبحانه كاتنتو باتلي حمدا تنترولا يملأ الأرض من سبانكو فاتب والسماوات على سوم يوكي نالا تنتو تنتيالا وأشكره نال جايفنا على ما أولاه من الإحسان أي بتيا قول من يالنكو أي كنتولي ناتنتو بتيا قول كم فنا جاي من صوجين والفضل أن في سمنتيا ما على يا كنتولي والكرامات أن بنيال من يالنكو على يكني أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله مسيدي أنكم من سوى من سمن صلونا من كألت وحده فرد مال مرتا كولدا لا شريك له كفنيو تعالى هو المنيو بيتو بيتا وكان دنيا عند الآخرة له الملك مرلوم على التاتي وله الحمد تجدو فرم على التاتي وأشهد أن سيدنا لبانكو كمبي من مسيرة وجهك من تولا كافاي كوكي أمي متدبانكو كمينا ni watin kono asiyata ba ada man deda yin kama furka hadama di wol deda bara deda ta min kama wala ka hadama di ontinya ndolum muslim wolati ndol nyanna fanse bela muslim ya maro nyana tan sembere wala bala muslim me yita denna nyalla wala sutela ay fadandi men nyalla wala torje bara kada kawa koti alhamdulillah rabbil alamin nyinga na faydu no nyimba ko kan megna sambanan alala yalo bawo timan so dala be bi men abe tumi no la kono bari megna sambana nyimba ko kan ama sambana nyimba ko ni wol de da kamma bara ama sambana nyimba ko fanan fa wala de da kamma karu banko bu ka de da no adi wol koma wodi wol men yalo ko nyenda banko do kula ka ke da ay ke fendi membe mo nya bola ni wala hakilo tinya yela sonde botinya yo banko ni ya faale bari minna sabu wala na flot ala ko nyal qur'ano kono wattaqun nafsa inna an-nafsa la amaratu bis-su'i ako ngasila na nidi ala kada kanyori min ka mambete ya ako alqur'ano ko ko innama amwalukum wa auladukum fitratun aldiwolu anin alla nafulo wali fijara wolas nilla fululan de ala yantina moñi siga yasa mana nyimba ko kan o do wari le nyimba ko diwolu kon katambi iblisa wo mari le nyimba ko diwolu nyimba ko la nyato ta wala ya kon katambi mo la be ngala ko ay tinota kayele moduka ado ba to be dole fala do yekan bari nkanyimbe fote nin atla toro dun tabanko kan mota malula mola mota jenkela moye mota mo horomala horomon tay ala be tarlanda marute mambade o mu kayna le tibam ndol man de dawo kamma mbade muslimullah yuhannas ittaqullaha ta'ala alin nasla ala lam saba man sakallankew wa tamassaku bitta'ati ala intolde da batole kamma dukara alin lowa kan ala batu wala intol nafa wala mun na dunya ti atlamun na lakirati atlamun na biti atlamun na samati ala inde da batole kamma ni fota ko woto na da min dunya jang o tinya tale adun kadro ko min fa kam mo jenkendi ala le wa yasuddakum an dhikrillah wa ma ala al-qur'an ni ka te ma ke jenkendi ala batole ala ma ala en tan kam baade muslimon wa hadaru shaqfu rabbi alina hakilo to kulto men yalo ka satinna ala kam fan kamma ala kana ara kam fan kamma alina na barul korosi muna moli bala fanyi men yalo ko ala na kodu bulu bi ala ya karfe to lelma barim be futala ma insha Allah nyato alin sila ala la jam kam fala anin alla yankan kato akana boyinka mba dole kono mamme bondino mba kono ma bondino nyabukaje abe ngalaki kan abe mollandira kuranto ay islandi be borla labe to ay dolu fa ka million konti la memfa celo do kada dunia kono memfa ra nyinto nyin corona e memfa wakelo mo wofa bari ala ko nyile ko ni ngay fengen dala me yaron ka mabbe te nga kala mata ko fawol la barole wasabu urali nga barole bete andi alay nga tubo se ala ma wato mo be la nga lo abatoka ay fatani mem la nga wolto jaay mem fonye ko nga ka ali nga wol ke mbade mislimo wa jami' al ma'asi fi wafni atar ala kutole mudukara ali nga ko diala wal mukhalafat ala ya dabo fenfen na ko ali fana nga dabo do fawala nganyul men foden ala ko nge tuje mambete ya ala ko imende da ya findinde dunia ko na findi jarabo kan na ko mambete ya mambete ya
yo baraka bake imam Khalilu Sedi Kan ya ntol Sedi ko na gol mukatinya jara kane ko dala central mosque imamu abe diam kan yin drop wala mbate fananten to lamba jayla imam Sisef diamta imam Khalilu Sedi Kan jara kane ko dala central imam fanan diamda almamo dol fon alfane diam ñinon almamiyati alla membarol kan fengo fen mantoro samana society alka diam banko diwol be amanke ko comme ma fa lele am president da mali hani oppositionol ni kuma fo me alon ka to la jerod aliaje ko kumol me an se tiñaro samana al funta le diam ndona fa le diam president da mala karola de ale diam mal ka tonya sabri ni banko kan ñinom ñina expect from our venerable imams e nyanta ñine kela and wala namba diam ko nyan so mba wala nga audio play mel diam to lambe tento lambe jela but ñin dro ko adiamo luwolun sa diam nal mam bata de wala ndol temba ndol fanante na ñin dro ko ate suma yala de ko won dol ka kenyame diam lal memo be administra nal nar hanabe kala 10-15 minutes legi ñin deportation ko ñin dro ko ñin corruption o be state house adama barola ñin domorol abe mola ko do wala na ko ngam mambo njaay ba fala physical discipline wala be ñi ma ko na mambo njaay kana mol nen du kare physical prudence tamandiri senen wala be ji no anin musolu la ñi maternal death musol ka fa bantimoto nga wol fanan kacha ñul la ñanta ka kacha al nga ñina ñin coalition ko wala na fatala ku men geta already karla foja wo bentol mako lam nela what's it going to help us with? Let's move forward. Let's try to salvage our country. But sanji nani karla foja anoni momo fundira wo sataf ndol mani diamol sedeya. Who are we going to believe? Who are we going to trust? So let's elevate the discussion. Ngata kutu melengo, they are very substantive. Alinga na banko dema. Alinga move on. Coalition oketel Adama Ganyeta. Draft constitution o kufele o man kacha. Jane commission kumufala jamantro kachaka. Justice for the victims mo kacha. Solo sanden alamani man kafaka la case is still on. Womanta blood. We have countless number of problems in Gambia. Ibuka satan ofon. Ibuka banna satala. Countless number of our problems. So Wolf is at an India mode. So by the program of Kumfalajan, I want to thank all the callers that call in today. So today, Allah Barakabake, Melia Traka Call Kalmanduno, thank you so much. The program of Kumfalajan for another time. Allah Baraka, thank you. Thank you for coming to Banta. Allah Baraka. It's a minute to 9 p.m. in the UK right now. Thank you to almost close to 900 people that came to watch Bantara on YouTube and Facebook. Total number on my computer was 901 people were on the screen just on their mobile devices, excluding the people watching through the computers. So thank you for watching us, and also for the earlier program that happened there, and it was also widely watched. That program was also widely watched by you people. Thank you to our brother Ablai Shise in the Spain program or record. Both programs I record on WhatsApp phone. Thank you. Much appreciation to you. We will most likely converge again on Saturday on YouTube Online Bantada, or maybe we could have another program in between. Wednesday program, and we'll try to fix another day to have a program for you before Saturday. So Wednesday's program is hanging in the balance. But Allah thank you. Exactly a minute past 9 in the UK, minute past 10 in rest of mainland Europe. Much appreciation to you all. Tomorrow will be the second day of the working week on Tuesday. So Allah thank you. Okay, I'm going to end the broadcast in a few seconds right now. Thank you for being here. Pleasant night or pleasant evening wherever you are.